again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I'ma share it, but today I'm yelling, bitch, don't kill my vibe. 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 Look inside of my soul, you can find gold and maybe get rich. Look inside of your soul and you can find out it never exists. I can feel the changes. I can feel a new life. I always knew life can be dangerous. I can say that I like the challenge and you tell me it's painless. You don't know what pain is. How can I paint this picture when the color blind is hanging with you? Fell on my face and I woke with a scar. Another mistake living deep in my heart. Buried on top of my sleeve in a flick. I can admit that it did look like yours. Why you resent every making of this? Tell me your purpose is petty again. But even a small lighter can burn a bridge. Even a small lighter can burn a bridge. I can feel the changes. I can feel the new people around me. Just wanna be famous. You can see that my city finally put me on stages. To me that's amazing. To you that's a quick check. With all this respect, let me say this. I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I will share it, but today I'm yelling. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. 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 I'm trying to keep it alive and not compromise the feeling we love. Trying to keep it deprived and only co-sign what radio does. And I'm looking right past you. We live in a world on 2 different axles. You live in a world, you're living behind the mirror. I know what you're scared of. Feeling emotions inferior. Shit is vital. I know you had to. This shit is vital. I know you had to die in a Mi morena, tan rico que se ve. Mi morena, mira como mueve. Así, morena, mira como goza. Mi morena, mira como toma. Tómalo, morena, tan rico que se ve. Mira, morena, mira como mueve. Así, morena, mira como goza. Morena, mira como toma. Tómalo. Esperando pa' tu tiempo, mi amor para ti no es un ejemplo. Y ahora tú me digas que tú sabes que yo soy para ti como la clave permanente. Esto es pa' tu mente, quiero ser tuyo por siempre. Y yo quiero que te sientas como yo me siento. Mira por ejemplo. Siempre voy a estar aquí a tu lado. Nunca me voy a cansar. Solamente yo te quiero enseñar qué tan caro es. Mírate qué tan caro es. Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve. Morena, mira como mueve. Así, morena, mira como goza. Morena, mira como toma. Toma mi morena, tan rico que se ve. Morena, mira como mueve. Así, morena, mira como goza.
Ahora tú me dices que tú sabes. Te veo bailando, te veo gozando, te veo andando por la calle, mi morena. Yo sigo pensando, si yo sigo pensando que yo te quiero en mi brazo, mi morena. Yo te quiero en mi brazo, mi morena. Morena,
Rico que se ve.
morena,
Mira como mueve. Así,
morena,
mira como goza.
morena,
Mira como toma. Toma mi morena, rico que se ve.
morena,
Mira como mueve. Así,
morena,
mira como goza.
morena,
Mira como toma. Tómalo.
morena, qué suave, morena, ay qué linda, morena, qué gustosa, morena,
Goza.
morena, ay mi morena, ay mi morena,
Tómalo.
morena, ay 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 mi morena, ay 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 mi morena. Ay, 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 mi morena. Ay, 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 mi morena. way. Nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I get.
Check 1, 2. Let's go. Come on in.
In this moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool
You
me.
are
No.
here.
Cause I'm addicted
At
to the good
the
life.
spot.
Yes.
And come on, let's
Lead
go.
the way, I follow. No need to say
No.
where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible
All right, we back. We are back.
for the moment flies.
Come on in. Come on in.
Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible lies before the
Here we go.
moment flies.
Let's go.
It's not a problem,
No.
'cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing can stop me.
No.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one.
Come on in.
Yeah, susceptible lies before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible lies before the moment flies. Yeah.
All right. We are back. We are back.
You want to come home with me tonight? It's been a while.
So what is it this time? You just want to be held, or you want the LD?
What you think it is? I want the LD, baby. And then I want to be held. That's all right with you?
You know me. It's my duty to please that booty.
Peace. Peace to everyone that is tuning in tonight. I am back. I know it's been a little minute. It's been about a week since I've been online, but I hope all is well. I hope everyone is good. I hope everyone is striving to be the best version of yourself. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. Shout out to Big Mike. Shout out to all those that's watching in the clouds, all those that's gonna watch on the replay, and all those that's watching however you're watching. I can't really see everyone that's tuned in right now. I think some people, since I took a little week off, I had some things going, had some family issues going on. Um, after last Tuesday, I kind of, didn't do my Friday show, and I didn't do this past Tuesday show. But I hope that I didn't leave you too long because we are back, you know. So happy Friday to everybody. Hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone had a good week. I hope everyone's striving to be the best version of themselves. We got a lot to talk about tonight. I kind of been watching a lot of things that's been going on in the YouTube and the internet streets. So we're gonna talk about a few of those things. So before we get in and get started, 'cause I'm not gonna do a long soliloquy. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I'm not gonna be too long. It's the late night show. It's Friday night, Black Bottom Roscast, and I'm your host, Ross Lee. I'm here to bring the real, have grown folk conversations, and have a good time talking about it. So come on in, get you some water, eat you some fruit, roll you a blunt, have you a beer, get you a cocktail. My man Big Mike said, get you some juice, but you gotta leave them pills alone, 'cause them mugs will kill you. We got a lot to talk about right now. But before we get started, before we go any further, we're gonna go ahead on and start on what we normally do, and that's our body cam. Shout out to Heavy Gant. If you are not subscribed to his page, please go over there to the Heavy Gant Reacts and subscribe to him and tell him that the Black Bottom Roscast sent you. This is our first time observing his body cam. So let's see what it's all about. And then we will just take it from there. So without further ado, let's go.
Hey, yo, Arrestflix is the channel, guys. Links in the description. Y'all know who I do this for. Let's go.
The car on or off? The car's off.
It's another little girl. She's 7 years old. She was, I don't know.
Okay.
Another person.
None of you are. No, just grandma.
I'm her friend.
that's-
She in the store. I went this one.
She took the little girl so we can try to find out who the mama was. The little
But
girl
her
got the phone
daughter
in the
said that
key.
she can watch them in there.
Okay, but where's the 7-year-old daughter?
Some lady took in the store.
She took.
Oh, okay, ma'am. So the first thing, she's already kind of getting irritated. But you hear what she just said? The other daughter is 7, or the other little girl is 7, and she can watch them in there. No. A 7-year-old is not old enough to watch younger children. Okay, so that's my concern. If you're her friend, why did you think this was okay?
And with the keys.
The lady took in the store because we was trying to figure out who the parent was. So because she was the oldest out of them, they was already over here.
So them two plus the 7-year-old were in the car.
I pulled, because they was already over here on phone, I guess, calling y'all, and they couldn't open the door and the car was off. So when I came, I pulled out the trunk. They was on top. This one was on top of that one, but I took them
It
out
was
the back
them
and
two
the seat stuff. They
with
pulled
the
out.
7-year-old. The 7-year-old was watching them.
Yeah,
This is the grand. You're the friend or the grandmother?
I'm the friend. Was the car running? So we I
You
just
say
walked
no.
out the store and I
So the
seen
car
You know, what kind of friend are you that you let this go down? I understand they're not your children. I understand they're not technically your responsibility, but still, at that same time, if you see
Yo, shout out Sweetness. Yes, thank you for stopping on in. Like I said, I had a lot of other family shit going on and personal things going on, so I had to take a few shows off. But we are back. We are back. So with that being said, we starting off with the Friday night. This the late night edition of the Black Bottom. We starting off with a little live stream right now. Apparently this is a whole family situation going on that went bad. Sisters going at it with each other, and the sisters' kids, and just one big hot mess. And this is what I be saying. A lot of times, I understand that in a lot of our culture, we want to like look out for our family members and, make sure they're doing good and so they can get to another level. you know, of success for themselves, but there are just some family members that you just can't get along with. There are just some family members that they don't need to live with you because, like my grandmama always used to tell me when I was coming up, you always find out how a person is when you live with them. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Like I said, but I'm back. Be back. You know, I'm back like I never left. I know it's been a little minute, but hey, it happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? As much as I be wanting to do these shows, sometimes when things come up, you know, it is what it is. But like I say, if I don't do my scheduled shows, either one or two things happen. Either some things that I couldn't get to it that, on time because I had some personal shit going on, or, hope for the best that I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
Behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But regardless of that, I'm still here and we still here and we still on. So let's go.
Something dangerous happened to a kid, you can't be like, well, that's not my kid. I mean, come on, you supposed to be a friend. You supposed to be like, nah, you can't leave them babies in the car by themselves.
Running,
Yes, that's
no
my
AC
car was
on.
off, and the car was off.
No AC, no nothing.
Who's that? Is that the owner of the vehicle?
The mother, yeah.
Are you the owner of this vehicle? Okay. How long were you? Did you leave these?
I just left.
Okay, because we have people that are coming to the car, and they're saying that this car was off with no AC,
No, the
with
car
two
was
babies
on.
in the car,
The
and then
car
you're
was
saying.
on. I don't know why she got out the car. I was watching them when he
I'm
first.
sorry. Who are you?
Oh no, that's not what this is. I actually saw this earlier. Right. My bad. Apparently there was a single mom that had her children in Florida, in the Florida heat, in the car by themselves while she wants to go to Walmart. And I don't know what it is about Walmart. There's always some nigger shit going on. There's always some off the wall ass shit going on with the patrons that go into Walmart. I was telling my girl earlier, they need to call Walmart the nigger store mart because that's all that what you've seen have happened. So basically what happened with this is that the scraggly head one with the gray shirt or whatever the fuck going on, left her children in the car with no air, windows up, and been in the store for almost 40 minutes in 90 plus degree weather. So let's go. Let's see this bullshit right here.
Yes, I'm a friend of hers. When he first started calling 911, he saw me standing out there in the car. Yeah, because I just went to go use the
So
bathroom.
you were here at the car.
Yes, I guess because I wasn't right there. He feel like they by themselves. So I told the young lady to watch them while I go get them off. It's just a bunch of nonsense.
Well, hold on, man. So you mean to tell me you got three women, and those women, this woman here and the other older woman that just talked, they're significantly older than her. So y'all know that little kids cannot be in the car by themselves, especially in the heat like this. All right, so what are y'all saying, that you were just standing outside of the car and the police thought that, or they thought the kids was by themselves? Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's keep watching though.
Yes. That don't make no sense. They just do too much right
So
here.
were you the one that was watching the kids
Yes. I'm
while
standing
she
out.
went inside?
Yeah. I got the keys and everything. He said, oh no, they by themselves. I didn't see you took
So
the
then,
car.
what? You mind me asking, why did you take the 7-year-old inside and leave the
No,
two
she
kids?
was right here watching them. I asked her to watch them for me while I go get her to tell her.
Watch who? Like, hold on. So you know this woman and you
Yeah, but no. This story don't even sound right. But as the police persist on investigating this situation, you're gonna find out what strong face over here is talking about right now with the blue shirt on. You know, the plot's gonna thicken. So just strap in for this bullshit.
You know those children. Why would you just say, hey, can some strange person that you don't know watch the kids? And you hear how normal they trying to make this sound? Let me rewind this back. You hear how normal they trying to make this sound? Like something's wrong with everybody else that you left babies in a car. Hold on. And it's, I don't know where this is. Probably look like Florida or something. You know, it's probably hot outside, but you left them by themselves. And y'all trying to make it sound like it's okay. 3 adults. You just told some random person, hey, just watch the kids. I'll be back. What?
Yes, I'm a friend of hers. When he first started calling 911, he saw me standing out there in the car.
Yes, I just went to go use the
So
bathroom.
you were here at the car.
Yes, I guess because I wasn't right there. He feel like they by themselves. So I told the young lady to watch them while I go get them off. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Yes. Right, don't make no sense. They just do too much right here.
So were you the one that was watching the kids?
Yes, I'm
while
standing
she
out.
went inside?
Yeah, this motherfucker right here that's talking don't even know the mother. But what's going on is that this woman is trying to take up for the bad decision that the mother's doing. And the police is trying to find out what's going on because, of course, they don't know. They just got on the scene. Someone called. And listen, the story's about to get real sad and triggering. If you love your children, if you have children, and you care about their well-being, this is not something that you want to have yourself put into anytime. Why is it so hard for if you like with your children by yourself and you're going to a store? Why is it so hard that you just can't take the children with you? Why is that so hard? Are your children that bad or uncontrollable that you can't hold order while you got them in a public space while you're trying to go and get whatever the fuck you getting at a nigga mart? You know? Is it that bad? All right, let's go.
Inside?
Yeah, I got the keys and everything. He said, oh no, they by themselves. I didn't see you took
So
the
then,
car.
why, do you mind me asking, why did you take the 7-year-old inside and leave the
No,
two
she
kids?
was right here watching them. I asked her to watch them for me while I go get her to tell her what he just said. No, I was watching them. I told her to watch them for me
When you went
while I go
inside?
get her. And I'm like, he's doing too much.
You see how confusing they're trying to make this? You see how they carrying on and all this? Who shot John? Like, come on, man. Yeah, y'all are doing a whole bunch of carrying on right now, trying to make it all convoluted. Y'all left the kids in the car. That's what it sounds like to me. And it sounds like you think it's okay that you left the kids in the car. That's what it sounds like to me.
The big thing for no reason, and there's nothing
So
wrong.
you were watching them too? Was the car on or off?
The car was off. I had the keys.
She had the keys. They must have cut keys off when she came in.
Yeah, they making a big thing. He kept calling, oh, taking pictures of the tag and everything.
Now keep in mind, this heifer gonna say, oh, she had the key. But the mama gonna say something different when they pull the mama over to the side interviewing her. This whole shit sounds fucked up. Point blank. Stop leaving your children that's not of age where they can do for themselves in a car while you're going to the store because you're too lazy to take them children with you. Just stop doing that shit.
Everything like, what? I'm so upset with you.
How long were you guys going for?
She left the kids in the car and she's upset. All right, now what she's claiming is she didn't leave the kids in the car. That's what she's saying. But come on, you just mean to tell me that some random people are calling saying these babies is left in the car when they weren't left in the car? Is that what you're saying?
It was not gone. I was here. She ran inside to get some shoes and get some clothes. This don't make no sense. This just don't make no damn sense. And I'm telling him I'm here right here on the phone with 911. Then he took pictures of the text. Oh, my girlfriend.
So you all came together in this car?
Yes.
Okay, and you were just outside.
First off, how does that even fucking sound? Okay, she's going in there to get some shoes and some clothes. Why not take the children with you? I'm sorry to say, but I'm going to say, you know how you ladies are when y'all go in the stores. Y'all just don't go right in and go right out. That's not going to be like a less than 10-minute event. In Walmart, probably like on a Friday or a Saturday afternoon. Well, I mean, if it's Friday, it might not be as crowded until like the evening, but a Saturday afternoon, and you think that's going to be an in and out type of deal? No. When you walk up in that bitch, it's probably going to be anywhere between 15, 20 to 30 minutes tops, especially if you're looking for clothes, shoes, and shit. You're not just going to just grab something off the fucking thing without trying to figure out if they fit or if it's the right size and none of that shit. You're going to bullshit around. My point, yeah, why not? Lazy shit. Lazy ass shit, because 9 times out of 10, this is a mama that got kids that don't know how to act, might want to grab this, grab that. She don't want to deal with that kind of bullshit, whatever the case may be. You know, there are just some mothers that just don't know how to contain their children, or their children know, hey, look, don't be coming into these stores in the public and act a goddamn ass. We coming to get what we come to get. You might want something. You might, hey, mama, can I get this? Or whatever the fuck. You know how children are. They see something they like, they might want to get it. They don't know the concept of money and finances. So they thinking you in the store, hey, maybe mama can buy me this. No, mama can't buy you this. No, mama didn't come in here to get that. So you're going to behave. We're going to get what we're getting, and we're going to leave. Here, point blank.
Height of the car.
Okay. Like, this don't make
You got
no
your ID
sense.
on you? I left that.
Oh, of course.
Yes, I do.
You got your ID?
Oh, you got her ID.
Are you the registered owner of the car?
They was not out here by themselves.
I'll run everyone. Just get her 43.
Yeah, I got her. You got hers? Oh, she's registered. And are you with them, or are you just for helping out?
I was helping out. I walked over here. I seen them over here. So, you
Okay.
know,
Question. You mind stepping over here real quick so I can ask you a quick question? When you came over,
Mhm.
who was watching the video?
nobody. She that lady lying. She don't even know them people.
Oh.
Uh-oh. The plot thickens. God bless this lady right here that just came on the scene, because obviously she's a woman that has motherly instincts, and said what she observed, and she called it the fuck out. We need more people to call shit out. If you see motherfuckers doing stupid ass shit that is against the will of God, call that shit out. I don't know what it is with some of our sisters in our communities that we just want to try to protect us, even when you know the bitch is wrong. But you'll do it anyway. This one right here, kudos to her, because she's like, this is bullshit. I'm going to tell you what I saw. All right, let's go.
Like I thought. Like I thought. That lady's lying. She don't even know them people. Like I thought. Man, God bless this woman. Good. I'm glad she's on the scene. Come on.
Just for helping out.
I was helping out. I walked over here. I seen them over here. So, you
Okay.
know,
Question. You mind stepping over here real quick so I can ask you a quick question? When you came over,
Mhm.
who was watching the video?
nobody. She that lady lying. She don't even know them people.
She doesn't know who they are. So she
She
was
took a
never.
little girl to go in the store because what happened was when I came out of Walmart, I seen them already up there talking. I seen them kept saying a great car, but they, now mind you, I'm at my car, I'm parked over there. So, you know, I ain't being funny. I'm like, damn, I seen the Spanish people over there, and I hear them saying kids in the gray car. So, you know, I ain't gonna care. I turned around, like, what they pointing at? They keep saying kids in the car by
So you
themselves.
never saw her like around the area
No, listen,
outside the
them
car.
people, that Spanish, them people say them the kids. Them kids, when I pulled them out the back, them kids are old and sweat, bro. They diapers is so, they smell like bleach.
And God bless these people over here. You know what I mean? Because these are some strangers, the people that don't even know your children, call because them kids is in the car by themselves in Florida, in the heat, in the car.
Do you know how dangerous that is to have children and or animals in a car with the windows all the way up in hot weather or cold weather for that matter? But then they say she should have mind her business. Yeah. That's what these bitches would do. See, there are some heifers out here that will go over and beyond to negate the fact of wrongdoing, man. Would you leave your children in the car in 90-degree weather with the windows up and the car not running? And these children are at a certain age that don't know what to do in a situation like that, like open the door or even get out the car for that matter. They're told to stay in the car. So 9 times out of 10, children gonna stay in the car, but the windows is up. The car ain't running. It's 90 degrees outside. It gets hot. You know how many people have perished sitting in a car in the heat for too long? Oh man, let's go.
Car by themselves. 3 grown women, okay, who are mothers, who know children don't belong in the car by themselves. All 3 of them women abandon these kids.
And she went to take her to go find the mama. So she asked me to watch them while she go find the mama, and I just gave them the water. So
Did she leave him in the car until you watched him, or are you the one that took him out and put him in the shopping
no,
cart?
I put him in the shopping cart. I just took him out of the car.
Okay, you're the one that took him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
And
she
they gave
heard
me water.
him talking,
Okay.
and I told her I was gonna leave, she said, "No, don't leave, because they really gonna take me by themselves." And then that's when I said, "Well, just watch the film while I go leave them on."
Yeah, I got you. All right, just stand by for a second, all right?
Did you two come here together?
Yeah.
Okay, so you left them in the car by themselves.
No.
So why did she rip out the babies out of the car seat?
Rip out what?
Did you go inside?
She only ripped out the
They
7-year-old.
cut the door was so what happened was I seen all
She's the one that took the.
when I opened, I'm just show you what it looked like when I opened it. It's just like this. The seat is flipped up like this. I seen one baby, which was him.
Yeah.
First.
Okay.
I pulled him out, and then that's
So-
when I realized it was another baby.
So but you seen them in the car by themselves.
Yeah, they was, and then I got her out, and when I pulled her out, that's when I seen that one. And I
That
said,
must have been when she came to get me to get my car.
no, so
because
no,
they
because
wasn't in the car alone.
No,
But they were alone for long enough for multiple people
Well,
to
here's
call
the thing.
911.
So when she got her, that lady
Do you have an
got
do you
her,
have
so
a
we
full
was
driver's
like, let's
license?
just go try to find the mom.
What's
Because
your
they was
name?
already on the phone with police.
You know your
So
social
we was like,
security
I said,
number?
what do you want?
So with all this being said, you left your kids alone. Hold
I
on.
didn't leave them alone.
But you
I
did.
went in the store to give her the car.
Hey, she got to get charged with something up here lying. Okay, she has to. I think that's obstructing, right? Getting all involved in the situation.
Right. And the girl in the blue, like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Because really this ain't even your business. But y'all, some of you bitches be so hell bent to try to take up for bad behavior as women that you would invite yourself into their bullshit. So if the cops decide when they figure out what's really, really going on, if the cops want to sit up there and fucking lock your punk ass up, it ain't nothing you can do. So don't get to crying there's racism and there's white supremacy and all this other stupid ass shit. If you're gonna mind your business, mind your business. If you're gonna really be helpful, be helpful. Don't be a hindrance to the situation. You say women love to justify the wrong. Yeah, of course they do. And that's their fucking problem. And I'm telling you, a lot of women by the end of this night that ain't got their mind right, what we gonna be talking about tonight, because y'all see the title. A lot of them gonna be in their feelings tonight. I'm at that with it. I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of the justifications of bad behavior of women, but women always want to talk about how bad men are. It go both fucking ways. But more and more we seeing what's really been, and it's always been. It's just that men didn't have platforms like this to talk about these kind of things. Men didn't have the proof to put it out there on display like we have it now. And I ain't saying it is all women that we react to on the internet and shit like that. No, it's plenty of men that do the same motherfucking bullshit. But don't sit there and say that it's all men when you got just as many, if not more, women that do fuck shit out here in these streets. So come on, let's go.
Lying. Let's keep watching.
I went in there to give her my bank card.
But you
They
have
come
to,
right back.
no, but you have to understand, you left them alone long enough for multiple people to call for their well-being. It is what it is.
And also, what man would do this with their children? Period. What man would take their children to a grocery store, a mall, a convenience, whatever the fuck? What man do y'all know that would leave their children in the car with the windows up and the car off so they can go into the fucking store by their goddamn self? I'll wait. If y'all show me one incident when y'all saw and heard of a man do that shit, I'll shut this shit down right now.
Is, right? So, lesson learned, we're not going to do that again, because if she would have put the car in drive or put the car in reverse,
Man.
that's a freaking removal, right?
Yeah.
CPS will be called. You cannot do that. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I understand you're trying to do whatever it is that you got to do, but mom, it's 90 degrees outside. You
now.
left her in the car long
Come on
enough.
now.
Multiple people call 911.
Hey, you should have to be told that, man. You know better. You know that those kids do not belong in a car 90 degrees outside in the Florida heat. 90 degrees outside. How hot do you think it is inside the car?
It cannot happen. And not only that, you left them in there long enough that someone was able enough to remove them from the car, have fire rescue come, then have the police come.
And what should be even more horrifying here is you had two other adult women make excuses, try to justify the situation, get to lying about the situation. It's a good thing you had some people on the scene that cared about them kids, that got some common sense and was going to speak on it. These three people, boom, boom, and then the other woman. You know what I mean? The people that's the sad thing about the kids. The three adults that are in close proximity to the kids don't care nothing about them, at least in this situation.
It's too long. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Okay? It can't happen. It's South Florida. People kidnap kids all the time. And that's the easy lick.
This witness tells officers how he discovered the children locked inside the hot car.
Tell me what happened today.
So we were walking. I usually never park here. I usually park there. So we happened to come to Walmart to go shopping. And we started walking. As we got to the door, before the door, her son is the one that noticed that there was a sound coming, like a knock on the back of the trunk. Did you see him?
Crazy.
He saw the car seats, but he said, I think there's somebody in there.
So you noticed the sound.
So these kids were sitting in this car by themselves with all the windows closed, doors possibly locked. Of course they was probably locked. Yeah, they were locked. And somehow, because some cars, you got the back seats that you can like let down and actually crawl into the trunk, and was in the trunk, knocking on the trunk door. Can you imagine if no one was really giving a fuck or not paying attention or not caring? What could have fucking happened? Had the mother got back to this car too late, whereas no one was witnessing what was going on, if everyone just was minding their own business and decided to just whatever they hearing, oh, it ain't my business, so they ain't about to get involved. Can you imagine the calamity that could have happened behind this?
In the back of the trunk.
Yeah, as we started walking down there, then he said, let's go take a look. So I thought about it. I said, that couldn't be true. But I went and took a look anyways. So we had nothing to do. So when we look, I don't see nobody there. But he's the one that noticed that they were stuffed in the back of the trunk. And I said, oh my God, there are people back there. There's kids.
Okay, so how do you know that there's kids in the trunk?
Because we were looking inside the car.
Looking inside the car.
Correct.
And you saw what? A hand, a foot?
I seen foot, and I seen diapers and stuff a little bit like that moving.
So you seen a foot sticking out?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so hold on.
That's when I called quickly.
Did
The
you say
car
it
was
was
off.
like it was like an opening?
Yeah, the back of the opening for the back seat was open to the trunk.
Okay.
Like it was set up for them.
So then what happened after you noticed the
I immediately called the police and told them that the car was off. There was no AC blowing in there. And we even looked in the car. The car was completely off.
Okay. So what
Mitch and Mitch.
So what happened when you noticed that there was after that?
I give the description of where we're located very quickly, and the car and the information for the seats.
Now
not the seats, the license plate.
There was another witness that came on scene. What did you see her do? Wasn't it
A lady with a blue dress.
Yeah, she came on.
I don't know where she was.
What
It
about
was
this lady in the flower dress?
she came afterwards.
Okay, and what
She
did
did.
she
It
do?
was us first.
Okay,
It was us.
And what did the lady in the flower dress do?
She did go in there and she told them to open the door, and as she opened the door, the little girl unlocked it
How many
for
kids,
her.
How many kids did you see?
3 of them. The tall, the middle-sized girl, the young girl, I call them kids, and the 2 babies.
Where were the two?
And let me say this, man. It's not to say that the mother of those kids doesn't care nothing about those kids. Let me be clear with what I mean. I'm sure she loves her kids. I'm sure she does. In her own way, I'm sure she loves her kids. What I'm saying is that her and those other women are completely comfortable neglecting them, and that neglecting them is normal. They've normalized neglect. Okay, you hear how the other lady was talking? The other lady was talking like, what's the big deal? You just left the kids in the car. Like what are y'all tripping over? We just left the kids in the car. So you can care about your kids, but who cares? Who cares that you say you love your kids if you're comfortable neglecting them? What if this dude was a weirdo? What if his wife was a weirdo? What if they figured, hey, let's take a kid, or let's take 3 of them? Oh my God, it's a jackpot for people out here that want to do crazy shit, man.
And there's so many people out here in the world that's on that. And you got some parents out here that just don't give a fuck, man, about what could happen. How many children do we see and hear about come up missing? And then something bad happen. Who to say these motherfuckers wasn't no traffickers? Not to try to discriminate, who they are as far as they race and, stuff like that. But who to say they wasn't them kind of people that they could have broke the glass of the car, snatched them kids out. And when the mama got back, your kids would have been gone. Or even worse, if no one was there to witness this shit and just let that situation just play its own self out and motherfuckers do what they do a lot of times and mind their own goddamn business, and something worse could have happened to them children.
Babies at when you saw
In the
them?
back of the trunk
They were in
with
the
the girl.
trunk.
All of them. They were stuffed inside there trying to hide.
So you saw all 3 of them in the trunk.
Correct.
And then the lady in the flower dress, she was able to convince the 7-year-old to come out?
Yes, and she opened the door.
All right.
And then she took them and noticed that they're No, the one with the purple dress. Yeah, the one with the blue dress. I'm sorry, the purple dress. That one is the one. It was confusing.
Yeah, it was.
She told her to check the room.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she opened it for her. Correct.
And then
That's
she took
right.
the little girl with her.
But then she came also and tried to help him out.
So does she know them or no?
All I know is we were there first, and that's
Were the kids sweating at all?
very sweaty. His eyes were like this, and I was freaking out because I didn't like it.
Officers speak with another witness to gather more information.
Approximately what time did you notice all of this took place at?
I pulled in here. I seen them standing like in front of the store already.
Okay.
Like literally, not even lying. I heard him talking, but I just kept hearing him say something about a gray car. But I'm walking in the store.
Okay.
Kept saying gray car and pointing. I noticed people were standing around, but I went in the store, shop, got my stuff.
Yeah.
I come out. But now when I come out, I notice I see now I see the same faces.
I'm sorry.
I see the same faces that was over by the door over here. So because see, I'm parked right there. So I'm turning around, I put my stuff in the car, and I see him like saying, "There's kids in the car." He's screaming, "There's kids in the car," and I see him like by the window.
Do you know approximately what time?
I'll tell you.
Right now it's
I
4:34,
can tell you because my phone rang as soon as it happened.
and we got here around like
Mm-hmm.
3:50ish.
3:32. Because she called my phone. I stayed on the phone. I was on the phone with my friend girl walking over there too.
Oh, okay.
So she called me at, let's say, 3. This call came through at 3:35, but mind you, they was already out here. If it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was in the store for at least probably 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give or take 30, 40, 5
Yeah.
minutes. I shopped and got what I needed and came out 30 minutes.
She noticed that these children could have been in this car for at least 30 minutes in 90+ degree weather when the car wasn't running and the windows is up and the doors are locked. Playing in the trunk of a 90-degree temperature day in a car. There are just some people that just don't need children, man. There are just some women that need not to have children. Brothers, y'all need to vet the women you entertain better than what the fuck y'all doing. Exactly. She don't need them kids, man. But behind some shit like this, oh, it's going to get interesting as this progresses. Trust me, this is going to piss you off. If you really care about children, this is going to piss you off because this has already done pissed me off.
Okay, and so when you approach the car,
So when I come across there, I had the water in my hand. So when I was like, "What's going on?" And that's when he was like, "There's kids in the car." So I was like, everybody's standing around. I knew he was on the phone with 911. He was giving them the tag number. And then the lady with the purple dress, I noticed she like came in between them. It was like, "Oh, they over here doing too much. I said, "You know them?" I said, "These your kids." And then she was like, "Oh, no, they my kids, but I'm just trying to get the 7-year-old so I can tell her to show her who her mama is and we can get them out the store."
so she didn't even know who the mom was or anything like that.
So I told her,
You see that? You see that's the most disheartening part about this entire situation is that this mama, whoever the lady in the poor dress is, she's seen a mama possibly get some accountability for leaving her children in the car. And this mom is like, "Oh, no, hold on. Y'all going to hold a bad mom accountable for leaving her kids in the car? Not on my watch as a bad mom. Let me jump in the mix and get to lying and get to muddy in the waters." That's crazy. That's crazy. Like I said, man, a lot of them will defend each other. They will defend each other to the bitter end. And at the end of the day, it's the kids that lose.
"See, listen," I told her, that's when I told her, I was like, "You need to go get the mom." I was like, "But they already on the phone with the police." I was like, "That's the right thing to do." And she was just like, "Oh, we got to look out for our people." And I was like, "I don't play like that for our kids. I'm mandated to report this."
See, that's what she thought she was doing. We got to look out for our people. You think you're looking out for your people by not protecting the children and protecting the neglectful parent? That's looking out for our people?
No, that's basically looking looking out for bad behavior. See, bum bitches do bum bitches shit. I mean, I don't know how much lighter or daintier or objective I can say it. Bum motherfuckers do bum motherfucker shit. I don't know why. I don't know where people like this get it from, but it seems to be a trend that just goes on in our community. A lot of people in our community just like to perpetuate bad behavior. A lot of our people in our community like to perpetuate low IQ or just bad decisions because they don't want someone else on the outside to hold them accountable. So instead of actually holding these people accountable, they rather just fucking get in where they fit in with the bullshit. He said, that let me know that this is not the first time she done. No, of course. You think so? I'm quite sure she's done this shit plenty of times. It's just this in particular time, she got caught.
That's what you call, and I'm telling you, I believe her 100% because people think that way. People 100% think that way, man.
I told her, that's when I told her, I was like, you need to go get the mom. I was like, but they already on the phone with the police. I was like, that's the right thing to do. And she was just like, oh, we gotta look out for our people. And I was like, I don't play like that for our kids. That's I'm mandated to report this type of stuff.
And when you look inside the car, what did you
So
see?
when I just pulled the door, because they was already saying it was kids in the car.
Yeah.
I pulled the back door open, and as soon as I opened up the door, I seen that pink and gray car seat. It was like flipped.
Almost like if the back seats were folding down.
I mean, just think about that for a second, though, man. Remember I say about folks who always are looking at everything through a racial lens. That reveals a lot about that woman. Like, my God, you're walking around with that amount of hatred in your heart that you're willing to turn a blind eye to some kids being neglected and abandoned just because a white person or a Spanish person is going to tell on them. So you feel you need to go over there and protect the bad parent and not the child? That's how much hate you got in your heart?
Backseat was down.
Okay.
So, but it's down, but it's not. It can't go all the way down because
Because of the
mine they
car
got
seats.
it's obstructing it. The car seat is obstructing that, and she's like, you can tell she must have been on. Had to be that side of the car because the way her body was. Remember, this how I'm pulling her out. So if you see how the car parked, I'm pulling her across.
Yeah.
The first little baby was down on the floor when I first opened the
So
door.
who was the first child you
The one that I had sitting in the with the poop on him, the one that I set inside the basket.
Okay.
I set him in there first.
So you grabbed him
with a dirty diaper.
Now
I
first.
picked him.
Right. So these kids are sitting in a hot car, kids with diapers, soiled themselves, need to get changed in the heat, in the unair conditioned vehicle in 90 plus degree weather in Florida. Shout out to Florida, man. There is something seriously. It's more and more that I see these body cams, right? I see them from like all different areas here, Illinois, Ohio, Cali. But you motherfucking niggas in fucking Florida, there is something mentally wrong with y'all. They even got a law that if the police apprehend individuals that are known to have like mental like problems and shit like that, they kind of handle them like kid gloves in a sense. They don't really like be as aggressive with them opposed to like a regular person. They kind of like, I won't say necessarily say let them get away with shit, but they kind of handle them in a different manner to what they would handle like someone else. And it's sad that they got a law out there like that, but that's the Democrats that did that bullshit. It's something the motherfuckers y'all vote for. But anyway, we're gonna talk about that some
Come up
other
and
time.
then I,
shopping cart.
so yeah, and I almost like kind of like because he's soaking wet, like the
And was he sweating?
Sweating, cold, drenched.
Did he seem like almost out of breath?
He looked like he was about to go to sleep. So that's when the man was like, "Oh, I think they tired." And I was like, "He's hot," like you could tell.
Yeah.
So I had just bought a cold bottle of water. I opened up the water. I immediately started giving him water, and I put it on the back of his neck.
You see what this is? You see what you're hearing right now? You're hearing motherly instinct. You're hearing motherly instinct, man. She knew to try to get these babies some water. Let's get them up out the car. Okay, you can't listen, man. It's a whole different thing when a mother if she sees another kid that's in harm or a baby that's being harmed. It's hard for me to look at kids and not see my own children. And that's another part of this story that's so depressing. I took the day off yesterday, y'all. And this is the first video I'm looking at. This is depressing. Okay? That 3 women that I'm positive are mothers had no motherly instinct in this situation. And the only instinct was racism. Okay? That's why that woman jumped in and got to lying. My God.
All the pressure points I put on his neck, and then when I pulled the little girl out, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's another baby in here, covered in sweat. They're poor, weak. You can see the diapers filthy. They're wet.
Did they have clothes on?
No, they don't have no clothes on, and that's why he was like."
So another thing I want to kind of confirm: when you came up to the vehicle before anybody else had came, did you notice the car was on or off?
It was off,
completely off. The engine wasn't running.
The little girl had the phone, so immediately when I saw a phone in her hand, I say, "Oh, let's call your mom." I say, "Oh, you got the phone and the keys to the car?"
So you would say that there was definitely more than like a 30-minute period that they were inside that car by themselves.
Listen,
based on what you
from the time I pulled I done pulled up.
Yeah.
I saw them standing in front of the store. I'm in Walmart, 25, I'm gonna say 30 minutes. We talking, picking up my items, waiting in line to pay for my stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm outside, walk over there to my car within 2-minute time frame. Like I say, my phone rang, 3:35, but they're already over here on the phone with you guys.
Yeah.
So make it make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And that's what pissed me off. And that's why I told the lady in the purple, you don't spare people like that. When it comes to that ain't no sticking together with kids.
I heard that. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't spare bad parents. You don't spare people that are predators. You don't spare people.
Fuck all that shit. Exactly. Speak the fuck up. There's so many people in our community that dismiss bullshit because other ethnic groups might happen to be involved or get involved because they want to be good Samaritans or whatever the case may be. Even if they wasn't good Samaritans. If they was on some bullshit, y'all supposed to be looking at that shit like, hold on. What's this all about? You see the dysfunction that goes on in our community? That's really becoming a problem. And we're going to break this shit down tonight because, like I said, this is just a start. You know, we got a little time. It's Friday. Hope I ain't got nowhere to go. Get you some water, eat you some fruit, roll you a blunt, have you a beer, get you a cocktail. Let my man Big Mike say, get you some juice. But leave them motherfucking pills alone because them bitches will kill you.
That are causing active harm. Okay, if you're abandoning your kids in a car, you're causing harm right then and there. And because you're sparing them, you're allowing them to continue on the path that they're on, and you're going to victimize these kids later. That's basically them children being victimized 2 times by the parents, the parent that's neglectful, and by you. And that's making sure that this is going to happen in the future. And again, I'm not saying that this woman don't love her kids, but I think this is very, very telling. Not only did she leave them in the car, like maybe there'd be an argument, right? If it was only 5-10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes is too much, right? But there would be more of an argument. I just pulled up and I jumped out and I got it. I understand that. I would understand that. But you left them in the car. They don't have no clothes on, okay? They got filthy diapers on, okay? They're on top of each other in there. That says a lot about how those kids are living. I bet you their living situation ain't that hot. And I bet you mama leaves them at home too.
Man, you always talking about them blunts, man. Hey, some people just like to smoke, okay? It's all good, though. All right, smoke a spliff. Is that better? Get some rice paper. Smoking in a rice paper. It's all right.
You mean to tell me you wouldn't You know what I mean? You can leave them in the car, but you wouldn't leave them in the house by themselves. Of course, you would leave them in the house by themselves.
It's a key.
Who do you live with?
I have my own place.
You don't live with anybody?
No.
Do you have any family member in the area?
Why? Am I gonna go to jail?
To be honest, yes.
Why? What did I do wrong?
First off, hold on, man. Hold on. Who is dealing with this kind of woman, man? Are you looking at how this woman is out here presenting herself? She got these cowbell ass tatas that look like they almost past her stomach. Ain't no bra on. Hair all over her head. At least that's her hair. You know, some of these women always talking about, man, y'all always shitting on our hair and shit like that. You know, but y'all always want us to wear our shit natural. But look how y'all wear y'all shit. You definitely just tired. You're just a tired individual. You don't give a fuck about how you present yourself in public. You know, you look like you was one of them short butt shorties. I'm sorry to say it, but I mean, yeah, you look like you was one of them motherfuckers who used to wear a helmet on your head. But these the most educated. These are boss babes. These they don't need a man. Definitely ain't no father around. But you got about 3 kids in this car. Ain't no telling how many baby daddies you got. We don't know. That's not the issue or the subject of the matter right now. The subject of the matter is why the fuck you leave these damn kids locked in a car in Florida in 90-degree weather with no air conditioning and the door's locked. Yeah. And she thinks she didn't do anything wrong. Sweetness, she has the immediate gall to act like she ain't did nothing wrong in this situation. Hold on, let's go.
Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you, right? I have 2 witnesses. I'm going to explain it to you. I have 2 witnesses, mom to mom, because I have a 5-year-old. I have 2 witnesses that called 911. Your kids were found in the trunk of a car. Oh, yes.
They play in the trunk of the car. They wasn't found in no trunk of the car.
No. That's how they got noticed, because they heard
because they be playing in the trunk. You can ask my daughter.
No. I don't care.
Oh, hold on. And then you even gonna try to justify the fuck shit? You're gonna try to justify to the officer that they just play in the trunk of the car. No, they shouldn't. What the fuck are you talking about? See, I understand that some of these newer cars, the back seat, you can let down and you can actually go directly into the fucking trunk of these cars. But the children don't need to be doing that. So what are we talking about? You know, that kind of mechanism that they make for these cars is really made for when you got shit that you want to put in your trunk and your trunk is too small to do it, so you let them car seats down in the back so you can get more room to store whatever you want to store, or so you can just do something quick and just place it inside the trunk without having to necessarily go in the trunk. That's not a fucking playpen. It's a fucking metal car. All right, let's go.
I don't care about that.
You can ask my daughter. They always be playing in the trunk. They always
in 90-degree weather.
They're not supposed to be in the trunk, man. Stop. This is not helping. They're not supposed to be in the trunk. I don't know if you knew that, but if you didn't know that, that's even more scary. But yeah, they're not supposed to be back there. What are you doing?
The trunk. You can ask my daughter.
No. I don't care. I don't care about that.
You can ask my daughter. They always be playing in the trunk. They always
in 90-degree weather.
The car was on.
No, it wasn't.
I swear to
They found
you.
your
You can
kid's
ask
dress.
my child. She can tell you the car was on. Okay, but you can ask my daughter. The car.
Hey, yo, and those witnesses don't know each other. Those witnesses don't know each other, ain't never met each other, but they both were here for this, and thank God they were.
Was on.
She's 7. I'm talking to.
It doesn't matter. When
I'm talking
CPI
to.
step to them, they're gonna ask my daughter questions, and she's gonna tell them it's gonna
And
be a
they're
truth
also
or no
going to
truth.
talk to 2 grown adults, not a
Yeah, but y'all
7-year-old
not
child.
taking my story either. Y'all just
Because you were
taking their
inside
side.
Walmart
Yeah, but not for long.
for 37
I
minutes.
saw you on camera. Go inside that store. You were gone for 37 minutes.
So I'm trying to help you out.
No, because
You don't have any family members?
I was not.
Bitch. Hold on. So you about to cry now? You about to cry now? You about to just do all this melodramatic ass bullshit right now because now that they seeing what's really going on, and yeah, you about to go to jail. Now you about to start to cry. I mean, as I said, there are just some people that just don't need to have kids, don't need to raise children, don't need to be even around them. This is some trifling ass shit. But so many of these women want to sit up here and say, well, men do this, men do that. What man? Show me, tell me when you've ever seen a man do this to their children or children that they're in guardianship with. If you tell me one, if you can show me one video, I'll shut this shit down.
I'm gonna go in the store, but because I had needed to grab a few extra things, I still didn't need to go in my first month. I've never been to no jail.
We know. But you need to call a family member. Because they can't go with her because her criminal history is way too long. Okay? So I'm trying to help you find a family member to go with her.
Hold on. Did she just say that the kids can't go with the other lady because her criminal history is too long? What? I don't believe I just heard that shit. But y'all talk about the men in our community, how fucked up they are, how irresponsible they are, how they don't care about children. I respect men more that don't deal with children than a woman that has children that don't know how to take care of them. I respect men more that don't want to have nothing to do with children than a woman that has their children and don't take better care of them. What's worse?
Do you understand?
I cannot afford to go to jail.
I want you to.
Hey, yo, I understand that. I cannot afford to go to jail. Yo, I completely understand that. But can you afford to leave your kids in the car? Because I tell you, if she came back to this car and these kids weren't there, she would never live it down. She would never live it down. This could be a good thing for her. This ain't all got to be bad. Okay, she has to go through this. You go to jail, you get spanked, you got to deal with CPS or whatever. She can come out, change everything over. But I think maybe there's some extra shit going on with mom. Okay, just because of her friend that she came to the store with. I'm looking at her friend and I think I know, you know what I'm saying, what's going on there. Okay, so if mama is on that shit, we don't know if she's on that shit, but if she's
No, sweetness, not the mother, that other big burly broad that was in this video early on. You ain't been seeing her, the one that looked like Miguel Gorilla's cousin and shit. Talking about that one. That's the one I believe that's with the mama. The one with the blue on, she just came on the scene just being in the fucking business. But earlier on, you saw a big burly broad, look like she like to be used, on the Bears line, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, she did it to herself. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
She's on that shit. She needs to get off of it. She needs to get off of it, man. Come on.
Okay, look. It's either you can find a family member.
I mean, I'm not gonna have too much of a choice. But can I please speak to the sergeant, please? Who am I? I have rights. I can speak to the sergeant, please, bro. Like I've never been to jail.
Look. What's your name? What's your name?
Sierra. It was just a mistake. That would never happen again.
This is our sergeant.
No, I was just explaining to them that it was just a mistake. They was never in the car without them. My daughter can tell you that I left the keys on. I've never been to no jail before.
Is court running right now?
Yeah. Like, I'm just tired. Sometimes I just be wanting to just give up, bro, because I don't have no help.
Hey, yo, a lot
Okay, you don't have no help. You tired. Stop dealing with men that are not serious about being in your life for the long haul. Stop just jumping on dick just for the sake of jumping on dick with these niggas that deal with your ass. And just get your shit together. Just say no to crack. I don't know if this is a cracky situation, but just looking at it, I don't know. Well, I mean, shit, we in 2025. Yeah, you got crackheads that's driving around in Range Rover, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, that's besides the point. Stop. But women want 6-figure men. Women want a man that's 6 feet, 6 feet tall, and 6-pack, and 6 figures, and 6 inches or better, and all this other stupid ass high expectations. And you got 3 kids by 5 different niggas, and you overwhelmed and you're tired. Why'd you do it to yourself? Why didn't you put marriage before the carriage? If it's that serious, if you ain't got it the way you need to be having it in your life, why do we do shit half-ass backwards? Now I know some of us, are not perfect. Some of us have dealt with things and people, and it just didn't work. I mean, it happens, but still, no, that still shouldn't. Where's the daddies at? I'm seeing all these bitches, but what are men to these children? That's the real question.
A lot of people don't have no help, but you can't give up because you got 3 people that's depending on you. You don't have an option to give up, man. Now you can go ahead and get spanked. You can go to jail and deal with that, but this ain't got to be the end for her at all. She ain't been to jail before. She just got to clean her act up and all the other things. Like, I don't know, like maybe she not on the shit. I don't know. Okay. I don't know, but she got people depending on her. So it ain't gonna get no easier, but you can still win, man. You can still win. That's the thing, but you got to change. You're not going to win being the same old person.
I don't have nobody helping me. I'm doing everything by myself.
And we understand that. There is ways to getting resources to be able to assist you. There's government assisted programs to help you.
And a lot of times they do run them away. But guess what? You got 3 kids by however many men you got. I'm sure as hell you getting some kind of government assistance. I know you getting some kind of child support. I know you getting some kind of housing. Hell, I'm quite sure you got some kind of penny ante ass job. Your housing and ain't market rent. Hell, the car you got right there, that don't look like no fucking lemon. That don't look like no beater that she got for like $400. I bet you she paying a note on that motherfucker. Hopefully she got insurance on it. There ain't nobody helping. Yeah, they are. The taxpayers is helping you.
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
But you also have to understand when it's a children's life, right? They cannot withstand being inside of a car in such high heat. You either tell us somebody right now who can come and pick up your kids, somebody that is reliable, somebody that doesn't have a huge criminal history, somebody.
And let me also just say though, I understand what she's saying. I understand it can be overwhelming as a single parent, but I can tell you right now, if she qualifies for certain shit, she got 3 kids, I would find it very, very hard to believe that she doesn't qualify for housing, doesn't qualify for stamps, doesn't qualify for all of that. Okay, there's a lot of women that have kids and they don't qualify because maybe they make a little bit more money, or they make too much money, so they make just enough to struggle every single pay period. And on top of that, they not getting no help. They not getting no Section 8. They not getting no food stamps, and they still have to do it by themselves. So enough of this whole sob story. I'm not hearing the sob story. Not hearing it. Once you had kids, I'm not hearing it, man.
That is willing and able to take care of your kids. It's either they go with somebody that you know that they're in good hands, or they're going to the state. It is a better option if you have somebody come and pick them up. Because if they go to the state, it is not a good look with CPS.
No, it's not. But I just don't understand why y'all can't just send me home. CPI is going to come to my house regardless. I'm going to take a chance.
You're 100% right. They're still coming. But action needs to be taken right now. So it's either you tell it, it's either you. Again, it's 2 options. You either tell us somebody right now that can pick them up, or they're going to the state.
My phone is dead. I have family.
You don't have a charge. You don't have a charger in your car. What phone do you have?
iPhone.
Do you know that person's number by heart?
I can charge your phone for you.
Okay. We're gonna charge your phone.
Why y'all lose? Is this gonna take me to jail?
These kids were in the car for more than 30 minutes in the burning hot heat, sweating. We live in Florida. It is 90 degrees right now.
In this car without the car being on, I would never leave them in the car. It doesn't matter though. Your 7-year-old is old enough to turn off the car. Mom, I literally just read a story in Texas where 2 twin boys were left unattended for 45 minutes in the Texas heat when they died.
And they died.
37 They were never left in the car. They're lying.
Hold on, that happens all the time, and she's still lying, trying to protect herself. But kids die because of this all the time.
You are extremely lucky that they weren't more injured or
the trunk though. The trunk doesn't circulate here. Yeah, but this was down. All of this stuff was down. She's 7. She's not an adult. She don't know right from wrong, and she may do common sense wise, but I think that she's 7.
Right.
She's a baby.
Right.
Yeah. Go around back.
It's okay.
Yeah, they gotta argue with you about this.
Here, turn around. Please do not do this. Turn around. Can I please talk to her, please?
Oh, the neglectful brisket is getting secured, man.
Please, sir. Twist your arm. I want you to go, family. I don't want you to. Can I please think about my kids, man? And now that you're in handcuffs, come on. You're not going to. Mommy, you're I'm sorry. You better go in all the way. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to get hurt.
This one do not need children.
I'm not gonna be able to call somebody for my kid. Can you say you was my phone?
Hey man, look, if you guys want to see how this all ended, go over to Arrestflix and check their channel out. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right.
Yeah, man. That shit. That's just sad. So you already know where the fuck that's about to go. She should lose them kids. And I hate to say it, but in situations like that needs to be the case. You know? But anyway, we're gonna keep going on with the story. With the night. Hold on. Right. I know y'all heard about the situation with Jamal, Brandon Jamal, you know, the brother that went viral, you know, with the single mom song, shit like that. There was a situation that just happened recently with him and his female cousin, whereas his female cousin attacked him. Fucking StreamYard. I don't know what's going on with this shit, but his female cousin attacked him because of his opinions for Jasmine Crockett ratchet ass. So anyway, so we gonna go on to this, and we're gonna react to it. We're gonna see what he had to say about it. Shout out to Brandon Jamal, you know, and yeah, let's go.
So y'all, my female cousin just did this to me because I said Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. My female cousin, my hard R female Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett voting for cousin, did this because I said Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. And then I simply said to her, who do you think, mind you, I used to like Jasmine Crockett because she's black. And then I listened to her. I was like, oh, this girl dumb. Like, do you know how much of an idiot you have?
And that's the one thing that we got to stop doing, y'all. Just because a person's black is in certain levels of authorities doesn't mean that they're a good person for the job. You know, this DEI shit is dead. These free passes is coming to an end. Jasmine Crockett, she's actually in Congress in Texas and is getting ready to run for Congress. But she's a natural born idiot. And if you don't know about Jasmine Crockett, go look her up and look at some of her videos. She's like a ratchet ghetto bitch that came from a good home. But because she wants to dumb down for the Democrats and the extreme liberals to appease to the masses of blacks that still believe that the Democrats is going to do something for the community, Brandon Johnson, the buffoonery that goes on with that whole party.
Have to be as a black person to grow up in a good household and want to play ghetto for the internet and for people on TV. So then we
No. What he was saying was at first he liked her because she was black until he really started to see the kind of person that she was and said, oh, damn, this bitch is just dumb. She's being dumb for no reason. Because she got intelligence, but she want to act like a hood booker. But actually grew up in a decent family. So basically, she's shitting on the values that her parents taught her to be a buffoon for the Democrats. And his cousin that you're seeing right there attacked him because he called Jasmine Crockett a fucking idiot. And she is. She's a fucking dumb, bullshit ass bum bitch that doesn't need to be in politics. She's not going to do anything for y'all.
Arguing and I'm leaving. I'm on the way out the door. I'm on the way out the door and she slapped me and then tried to like scratch me. Like she came at me like I was a girl that she was fighting. So I tackled her, held her down. You know, I used to wrestle in school. Can't no girl hurt me unless you got a weapon. Like you're a girl, I'm a man. I used to wrestle. And both my mama and my auntie right there, she's yelling at them, get him off of me. What are you going to do? Get him off of me. What are you going to do? I'm like, you did it, you idiot. So yeah, liberals love talking about how the other side is so bad. But this is what they do when you simply ask them a logical question. And do you know what made her lose her composure so much? Was when I said, who do you think watches Jasmine Crockett more? The person whose job is to be on the internet or the person who watches them in their free time? She said, you don't think I can watch her? I said, you see, this is what y'all do. I ask you a simple question and you can't answer it. And then she just, and look at my face. Look at my face. She lucky I ain't some bitch ass man who wants to hit a woman. I never want to get physical with a woman, ever. I don't like violence, period. Much
and seeing a lot of women need to understand to keep your hands to yourself. You might just run across the right man feeling a certain way. And just because y'all have a disagreement or his views is not in line with your views doesn't give you the right to put your hands on him. Because if he decided to defend himself, then this could have been a whole different story. But because, he understands certain things, and I'm not saying he was wrong for not doing what he could have done, which he did right. No, he didn't give her the foo fops, the skibbity paps. He didn't tap that ass. He didn't put belt the ass. But he had to restrain her. But look what she did to his face. Some of you bitches love doing this kind of shit. I had a situation like that some years ago, whereas I got into an argument with a female that I was calling her out on her bullshit. And instead of her holding herself accountable, she spazzes the fuck out, go Bobcat style, and scratched up my face. Kind of like that. And then ran out the door because she knew in most situations she'd have got the skibbity paps. But, I let it go. I let her go. I let her run about that bitch. I didn't go after her, but that's a story for another time. So anyway, let's go.
Much less with a woman. And if I was the type of bitch ass man that was looking for a reason to hit a woman, she'd be waking up off that floor instead of getting up because I let her up. Oh, and if you're wondering, I called the police. They're on the way right now. But I gave my auntie a heads up. I said, since she's family,
See, and brothers start doing that shit. Oh, what you mean? Oh, some women, you gonna call the cops on a female? Nigga, you weak. No, bitch. You going to jail. Y'all gonna learn to keep your hands to yourself. Y'all gonna learn to stay in your own space. Y'all gonna learn that this over-aggressive behavior is becoming tiresome. It's becoming tiresome. Words is one thing. You can walk away from a motherfucker calling you all this, whatever, motherfucker. But when a motherfucker gets to putting their hands on you, yeah, put their asses in jail.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
You that emotionally unregulated that you don't know how to fucking emotionally regulate yourself. You don't know how to have conflict resolution skill. You don't have any conflict resolution skill. And just because someone says something that triggers you, that gives you permission to put your hands on them.
I'll give her a head start. I called the law. So she best not be here when the police get here. She probably won't be here when the police get here, but it's going to be a warrant out for her arrest or whatever county I'm in Texas. And I know where you live in Chicago, you stupid bitch. And you know what's really funny? I kind of look like the...
Oh, shit. She from Chicago. What is wrong with a lot of our people in the city of Chicago? Do you see how far we fell from grace? It used to be a time back in the day, when we would go to other cities and states and shit like that, and we interacting with other people from other states, and they be like, "Man, where you from?" Because you definitely ain't got the style and the swag that we got out here. Where you from? Well, I'm from Chicago. It used to be a time where people used to hold us to a higher esteem, to a higher standard. Back in the day when Chicagoans would go in other cities and interact with those peoples in other states, and we say we from Chicago. Now we say we from Chicago. Motherfuckers getting ready to clutch their pearls. They walk away from you. They try their best not to get you upset because of so much bullshit that Chicago has done as a whole that everybody outside Chicago know about. We done made our fucking name so muddy that admitting that you from Chicago now, it ain't the flex from 30 years ago, I tell you that. Motherfuckers gonna walk away from you saying you from Chicago now. Unless they on the same fuck shit as these motherfuckers people are in Chicago now. If they own some other shit, and you say you from Chicago in another state, they walking away from your ass. They don't want no posse.
The Joker right now. You're going to jail, bitch. I might as well finish this read while I'm waiting on the police. You that much of a fangirl for this blithering idiot that you gonna assault your cousin over it? You that much of a fangirl of a dumbass bitch, you stupid, ignorant bitch. Avery Lynn Boyd, you dumbass heifer, you. You that much of a... That's why your dumbass can't keep a man. You ain't never even had no real boyfriend. And you 30-something. 30... How old is you? 35? Ain't never had no real man. Because you don't know how to talk to nobody. Nobody want to deal with your weird ass. Weird as hell out here. 35, never had no real boyfriend. And you ain't even fat. You cute. And you in Chicago, the home of the thirstiest niggas around. And nobody wants you? You?
No, they want her, but they just want her for recreational purposes. See, some motherfuckers here, they only gonna accept so much from these hoes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. They only gonna accept it. They only gonna use you for what the fuck they want to use you for. But when a woman can't even land a nigga in Chicago, and these little YNs and some of these motherfucking older motherfuckers, my age and younger, if they ain't trying to fuck with you, looking the way you look in this picture right here, I mean, this looks like, you a good, dainty, sweet, maybe submissive, maybe, ladylike ass female until you piss off. And then that's when you see the demon child come out. And then shit like that happened with Brandon Jamal's face. Shit's crazy, man. This shit's crazy.
In the land of the thirsties. Avery Lynn. It's a damn shame. Your poor mother. Your poor mother had to watch you. Had to watch you assault your first cousin over words, over a politician. Your poor mother had to see that her daughter is a blithering idiot. Your poor mother had to see that her daughter is willing to risk her freedom for Jasmine Crockett. Your poor mother had to see that her daughter is willing to crash out over a politician. Your daughter is such a...
that don't know you from a can of paint, ain't about to go hang out with you on a girls' night, ain't about to fucking help you out, ain't about to go on a girls trip with you, ain't about to go to the spot so y'all can twerk. Bitch don't know you from Adam on the moon. And you was willing to crash out to the extreme where you attacked your cousin. His mother's sister.
Brolic bitch that she's willing to attack a man physically over Jasmine Crockett. It's safe to say, auntie, that unless this bitch is comfortable being a single mom, you ain't gonna have no granddaughters out of this one, because ain't no man in his right mind gonna want to deal with this dumbass bitch long term. Now, if she's the type of stupid bitch that'll get pregnant by within 2 weeks of getting knowing them, 2 months or whatever, but no. I don't talk to her dumbass. She thinks she's worth the wait. I got news for you, girl. I said you was cute earlier. You look like your brother. You look like your brother. You look like Mike. Trying to be like Mike, I see. You dress like a man and you look like Mike. You walk like a, talk like a, you wonder why I don't want you. You a brolic ass. And you lucky I used to wrestle in high school. You see, since I used to wrestle in high school and for like 5 minutes in college, I never have to hurt a woman when she's physically attacking me. And if you want to act crazy, if your mama want to act like she didn't see what she saw when the police got here, I'm in the passenger seat. The door was open. The driver saw everything. And she's a woman. That's the thing. When women be coming for me reckless, God be blessing me with a woman witness. Look at my face. And then they'll see you. You ain't got no marks on you. I was gentle, you stupid bitch, because you're a girl. If there was ever an excuse for a man to put a woman to sleep, it was right then and there. Because even from your back, you were so defiant and reckless. All you had to do was relax your limbs, and I would have let you go. But you were literally waiting for an opportunity to sneak another one, so I couldn't let you go.
Because in some situations, some of these women out here don't like to be controlled. Some of these women out here don't like to be held accountable. Some of these women don't like to be checked, especially if they're in the wrong. They just feel like men are not entitled to do anything to protect themselves. And this is becoming a serious problem in our community. I don't give a fuck about the other races out here. They deal with their shit the way they deal with it. But I'm talking about in the black community, a lot of you women is very hard to deal with. Very disagreeable, quick to pop off, quick to crash out, quick to put your hands on us. And y'all need to stop. And I'm not inviting or promoting, violence, but you're gonna run across the right one day, and they're gonna really show you how Tommy Brown get down in my belly voice. Y'all need to stop that bullshit.
Your mother and my mother let me be on top of you for several minutes because they didn't even trust you not to keep assaulting me. And then you were crying out to them, why are you letting him be on top of me like this? Because they saw you, you stupid bitch. And I told you that to your face. Because they see you, you stupid bitch. That's what a stupid liberal will do. A liberal will always try to overtalk somebody's eyes and ears. You can never yell louder than somebody's eyes and ears. Bitch, they saw you put your hands on me several times before I even took you to the ground. I was just trying to make you stop. But then you just kept on me, so I had to take you to the ground and force you to, I had to restrain you. Fucking psycho. This bitch belong in a mental institution like the rest of the, you sure you ain't, Auntie, are you sure Avery Lynn wasn't born? She has the mental instability of one of them trans men. You sure she wasn't born a man? Because she definitely walk, talk, and act like a boy. You know she do. That's why she don't have a man. There's nothing feminine about her. Not even kind of. The only thing feminine about her is the fact that she likes black women R&B singers. But gay men like those too. So is she ubiquitous, Auntie? Because there's a lot of testosterone flowing through that gal. And you know what's crazy is that I've always said that, you know, if a woman ever put her hands on me, I never have to hurt a woman to stop her from assaulting me, because I used to wrestle in high school and for like 5 minutes in college. But that's always been like theoretical, because I've never actually like fought a woman. It's nice to know that I walk it exactly like I talk it. You know, she put her hands on me. She did this to me. All I did was get her up real quick, get up under that leg. You know what I'm saying? Now you on the ground. You can't go nowhere. And now I can, you know, put you in your place because you're a girl assaulting a man. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's just fucked up. We'll be checking on that later on down the road. Hopefully he'll sit up here and actually give some updates on that situation, because definitely it's ready to break out on that hoe. But anyway, I know a lot of y'all and heard this whole situation with Jenkins and Teresa Martin. I'm quite sure y'all didn't see, like, all of us all across the internet, that the other week when Kanika Jenkins' mother was on 82nd and Ashton, walking up and down the street after midnight, but ass naked on like one of the cold nights that we had this winter. Man, my shit freezing up. What's going on? Let me shit. I'm having shit. Hold on. Anyway, let's okay, shit. My StreamYard is StreamYarding, but I hope y'all heard me. But yeah, we're gonna talk about this whole Teresa Martin thing and the shit that she's doing now. I guess that this money that ran low. And shout out to Zillionaire Entertainment for putting this out here. It's a little short clip before we get to the rest of our shit. So let's go.
Wicked Witch, Teresa Martin, is reopening the case, filing new lawsuits against Rosemont, Chicago Police Department, Andrew Holmes, and she's talking about the case all over again. She just filed it. And we're going to go over it, some of it in this video. But I'm going to go live and talk about this case, how crazy the mother's been acting, and all this other stuff, man. But let's get into this topic. What's popping? You know who it is. Your boy Zillionaire, the big time celebrity bodyguard. Working with all the big name celebrities, also the truth speaker and the Kanika Jenkins case exposer. I've been exposing this case for years, and I've been exposing the mother and a lot of people.
When I first got on this whole Kanika Jenkins thing, it was him. I actually got to see who he was during that time and started following his page. He actually has a different page now, because that original page that he did have, for whatever reason, I guess because he got real deep into talking about it too, that page got shut down. I got wind of him. I got wind of Zach TV, and I got wind of Jedediah. Not really on the content creating part, but just being in the limelight of that whole Kanika Jenkins situation. And I was just sitting back, just watching all this shit. There was a few content creators that I was watching at that time. Some of them was trying to be righteous behind it, but a lot of them was just really utilizing it just for clicks and likes. That's why a lot of those pages not even around no more. But yeah, this one here, she nuttier than squirrel shit. But I ain't gonna lie. She says she's fighting demons. Girl went live earlier in the morning, slobbering at the mouth, going the fuck off at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, because the woman can't sleep. But I know I'm being like an ass for it. But damn, y'all saw that video when she's walking butt naked. It's like, see, that's the problem with us niggas. We be seeing how our sisters be shaped and shit, and not giving a fuck whether they nutty and squirrel shit and still be fucking with them. She was holding though. I give her that. But no, it ain't worth it, y'all. Brothers, it ain't worth it. Just because they look a certain kind of way physically don't mean you fuck with them if they ain't up here mentally.
We'll finally see after 8 years. I told you about the mother. She's an evil, wicked individual. And I believe she knows more about the case than she actually let on. She just filed, that's crazy. She just filed a lawsuit against the Chicago Police Department, against Rosemont Police Department, and Andrew Holmes. If you ask me, I don't think this is about justice. I think her money's running out that she got a couple years, 2 years ago? How long ago she get her money? Yeah, 2 years ago, December 14th, 2023, she got this money. I think that money ran out from 2 years ago. I think she spent the money up.
And with her, between her and her other daughters, they got a sum of 10 million. And out of that 10 million, she got 3.7 million. And damn near 2 years later, you broke. Damn near 2 years later, almost $4 million. And you ain't got shit to shit to show for it. But whatever the bullshit you done jagged off, the drugs, the liquor, maybe a house, and now you sitting up here walking up and down motherfucking 82nd and Ashland in one of the coldest nights the start of this winter, butt ass naked. I mean butt ass naked. Everything out. Yeah, you doing some high power ass shit, bitch. But yeah, them demons is coming at you. She definitely fighting demons.
I do. I think the money's gone, and this is another ploy to get money. That's all she cared about. Stop protesting in front of the hotel. The hotel's losing money. You don't want justice for Kanika. You want constant money for her case. That's what you really want. So she says she's suing Rosemont Police Department, Chicago Police Department. Then she claims she suffers, what's that stuff called? Emotional distress and all this other stuff. And they saying they mishandled her case. I'm like, how did they mishandle her case, ma'am?
And first off, and in order for you to even get that money, you decided to sign a NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, meaning that you can't even speak this girl's name. So whatever the case is, she couldn't have invested the money in probably no. Buying a place to stay or renting out something high class is really not an investment. She ain't put that shit in no stocks. She ain't put it in no CDs. She ain't put it in no savings accounts. She took that money and ran. And shut the fuck up. Didn't say shit else about anything. For a few years. Until now. And now she talking all this dumb shit. Holla. Face ass. It's a nut bag. And oh God, man, this shit. It's only gonna get worse before it get better.
You didn't want nobody. You didn't want a deep investigation. You didn't want that. Remember, ma'am, you didn't want all that. Remember? You wanted to hold the hotel accountable. Remember, the hotel's accountable for her death and nobody else. This is what you said. It came out your mouth, man. Now you want to switch it up and say, now you want to hold Chicago Police Department? First you sued Crown Plaza Hotel.
First off, Chicago police ain't got shit to do with that shit because the shit happened in Rosemont, Illinois. That's a whole nother fucking township. That's a whole nother jurisdiction. That's a whole different police department. They got their own police out there. They got their own mayor out there. They got their own court system out there. They got their own infrastructure out there. That ain't got shit to do with Chicago. Nothing. Cut the shit and cut the cheese. This bitch is a nutbag. You say what I'm saying is all the money that she had, she couldn't invest into property, but she didn't do it. She was used to that money. She used that money on other things, and now she want to bring the case back up. Yeah, after she done signed a non-disclosure agreement. See, she ain't supposed to talk about this shit no more. The only reason why she got that money is that she signed a non-disclosure agreement. Instead of really wanting justice for Kanika, she could have turned that offer down. She had people backing her and got a real wrongful death lawsuit and got way more than that. But she was fiending for the check. She couldn't wait. That bitch was burning a hole in her pocket when she got it in her hand. She couldn't wait to do something with that shit. Oh, she was high profiling then. Bum ass fucking bitch.
Okay. Then you sued what's the famous actor, what's his name? Bill Murray, because Bill Murray owned the restaurant that Kanika died in at the Crown Plaza Hotel. That was his restaurant. Bill Murray, the actor, yes, that was his restaurant that she died in. Okay, and you sued them, the Murray brothers, the Murray Foundation, whatever, the Murray Company. Now this is another pull. When that money ran out, now you're trying to sue the police department and all this other stuff, Rosemont and Andrew Holmes. Ma'am, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. You're online doing all kind of crazy stuff. The money exposed your addictions and your demons. Yes, the money exposed your addictions and demons, man. I believe you blew the money, you smoked the money up, you drank the money up. Now that's what I think you did. And you just blew it. A lot of people just blow money like that, just spending. Got to pay taxes on stuff too. And whatever your cost of living is, I don't know. But I don't believe this woman. But we're going to go live because we're going to go deeper. I'm going to try to go live this weekend. I'm a real busy man. I have a very busy schedule. So it's hard for me to just go live like that, you know. But yeah, it was crazy. I don't believe her. I just don't. And let me know if you really believe this is about justice or money, because it never.
Yo, yeah. You get that kind of money, 3.7 million. You can do a whole lot with that. To not only do something for yourself, but for putting something up for down the road, like investments. Yeah, like some properties. You could have bought a building, opened up a real estate company for yourself that can help you run that business and rent out the other families. Could have done that. You could have invested in some stocks. You know what I'm saying? Some legitimate stocks, just not some bullshit, not Bitcoin and all this other stupid ass shit, crypto and all that stupid ass shit. That shit's here and there. You know what I'm saying? Bought some stock in Microsoft, bought some stock in Nike, buy some stocks in like shit like dog food, bought some stocks in like Walmart, shit. So many things. You had the money. You had the money. You could have took $1.5 million of that money, kept it to yourself. You could have took that other money and invested it. And in 2-3 years, you could have doubled, if not tripled that shit if you did it the right way. No financial literacy in our communities. We are taught to be consumers because the minute that we get it, we spend it. The minute that we get it, we spend it. So yeah, good luck to her, cause yeah, she slipping down a sliding slope that is yeah. But here we go. Shout out to Accountability Commentary for putting this out about really the meat of the matter of this the subject matter of tonight. And as far as, do modern women really love men or do they love comfort? And this is something, this whole tribal war that's been going on within the Black community between man and woman has been going on at least for almost 60 damn years. And there's a documentary that was out, that came out in 1968, that showed you the beginning stages of what the relationships of Black men and women are to this day. Our grandmothers, our TTs, our older sisters, Gen X children was raised from some of these baby boomers to be what it is in our community to this day. So shout out to Accountability Commentary for putting this in particular video out. You're gonna hear and see some wild shit. But you're also, when you see and hear this shit, this ain't no different than what the fuck is going on right now between the Black sisters and brothers in the community.
Salute the Black men. Salute to the brothers in the Patreon. For years I've been saying that, what you're seeing today with these Keishas, it's nothing new. It's nothing new at all. I've been explaining this to y'all for years. It's been going on for ages. This video right here was recorded in 1968. And when you watch it, it's going to feel like you're watching the everyday podcast that you see with dudes sitting down with Keishas and, conversations that lead to nowhere. I'm telling you, when you watch this video, it's going to feel like the same podcast that you see every day. Let's get to the video. Let's get to it.
As a reporter for the Chicago Daily Defender, and as a Black woman married to a Black man, I become deeply aware of the effects of this new Black revolution on the relationship between Black man and Black woman.
But see, what's crazy though, you hear how she opened up. All right, she works for the Chicago Defender. All right, that was once a very prominent newspaper in the Black community in the city of Chicago. She also said that she was married. All right. In them days, and a little before that, the Black community had a very high marriage rate. We had the highest marriage rate back in those days, like from mid-60s back, than any other group in this country. But what really destroyed us was when the government and other entities saw that it was more beneficial to their bottom line to separate the Black family, to give the Black woman all the grace, all the power, all the benefits, but it was for a cost. They had to leave the Black man in the dust. They had to lead the black man to their own device and whatever. Oh yeah, you could deal with them, but this is the beginning of the boss bitch stage. This was the beginnings of the boss bitch mentality in this time. 1968, 57 years ago, almost 60 years. This is not a new thing.
I see it among my own friends, and I also see it in my home. But the most revealing and the most vocal statements about what the new black man expects from the new black woman came when I met with a group of young unmarried friends one Saturday afternoon.
I think that what's happening in America as far as black men, black women is concerned, is that there's a revolution within a revolution. We are fighting our own woman. Our woman will not allow us to emerge as black men. No. But our black women, who has been put in this role of aiding white America, white structure, and castrating the black male, has continued doing this. She cannot live with us. It's not that we can't live with her.
Are you blaming us? Are you saying that it's our fault that this happened?
No, I'm not blaming black America women. I just said that I'm blaming the system. They are victims of the system like the black male.
Well, why do you say that we are castrating you? You say that you want to be the leaders. Okay. Well, what about the black professional woman? Are you saying that there should be no black professional woman? Are you trying?
He's not saying that. What does being a black professional woman have to do with being a helpmate to your man? What does being a successful black woman, how does that negate from having a family structure in your household? Do you hear white women talking like this? I mean, honestly, do you hear Asian women talking like this about their men? Do you hear Hispanic women talking about this about their men? Do you hear Arab women, West Indian women talking like this about their men? What the fuck did you being in some form of whatever you want to do as far as working gotta do with being a conducive, productive household?
To deny black women the right to be creative, the right to function?
We're not asking.
Now, he just said to them that you are programmed to emasculate us. She responds with, are you saying we can't be professional black? So was she?
And you know what started it? 1965, when the Gray Society started that whole spiel as far as, and that and Lyndon Baines Johnson starting the Civil Rights Bill, and then also implementing different programs for black women to get on government assistance, to get government housing. They chose white zaddy over their men to get them out of the financial ruts that they were experiencing, instead of really staying and building with black men and black structure. Because before all that shit, even during the start of the civil rights movement in the 50s, black families stuck together. Black families were married at a higher rate. Black families were self-sufficient regardless of what. They was proud to be who they were and what they were, and a lot of them had their own businesses. Remember Black Wall Street back in the day? Remember Rosewood back in the day? The only thing that's fucked up about it, other groups didn't like it because they were jealous of how we strive as a community when we truly stick together. So what's a good way to destroy that dream that so-called Martin Luther King had? Destroy the black family.
She's essentially saying is that why are you complaining about us emasculating you if you don't want us to be professional? You don't want us to be, in order for us to be professional, right? We have to emasculate you. You know, without us being professional, without us having degrees, without us being in certain positions, right? What the next step is to emasculate you, and you're trying to take that away from us. That's what she said. That's her response to what he just said. This is insane.
For you to take a back seat. We're saying that you have got to be astute enough and can view the situation well enough where you just automatically know what your role is and step back. And whenever you want to have that aggressive thing, this is the thing that the young black man today is not going to tolerate. My old man tolerated because his old man tolerated. It came up for years and years and years. But today, the young black man is not going to take it. He's going to be out there as the leader. White America has used.
And just like what a lot of I see on a lot of these different platforms out here, oh man, you know, we want the traditional black, you know, man, and you know, y'all not traditionally black men like the black men of old, like granddaddy and great granddaddy and shit like that. Okay. There were some situations where men simped the fuck out in our community for the sake of keeping that woman in his life. I'm just keep it 100. Because in them days, it's not like they was going to go to the Mexicans. It's not like they was going to go to the whites. It's not like they were going to go to any other race other than our own people. And some women were very demanding then. We can flip it and say, hey, yeah, there were some very controlling men in them days. Used to beat on a women, used to frolic around town with other women, all that shit. Ain't nothing changed. Just a year. And just the time and the climate and the ability to see now what you didn't see 60 years ago, 70 years ago, 100 years ago. We didn't have the technology of the internet and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all these other platforms that we're just so easily to be in communication with you and everybody else around the world. It was more concentrated in those said communities in states and cities and towns and in rural areas and shit like that. But the shit that's going on now, it went on then. It just didn't go on to a certain degree. But more and more families did stick together more then than they do now because they saw the value of being in a marriage. They saw the value of sticking together. They just wasn't too quick to just break out because guess what? Before public aid came into existence to the extreme that these black women took advantage of, you just couldn't just leave and think you're going to be straight. You wasn't going to get child support in 1955. You wasn't getting alimony in 1955. Hell, back in the South, when black couples left, the husband used to get that woman $1,500 and told her to go on about your business, and I got the kids. Just saying.
use black women to keep the black male in his place. And you're still aiding him by saying, well, we are qualified, we want to work, we can help.
Okay, how are you going to reprogram men so that they don't let us take over what's supposed to be their responsibility? And men that I have had dealings with, they are perfectly willing to sit back and let us do anything we want to.
Yeah, and there's niggas like that what she just said, that let her do whatever the fuck they want. They're not giving a fuck about settling down with a woman like her, because I bet you she's one of them early on hairy pussy ass hoes that used to be out frolicking around because she said her dealings with men. See, these things were frowned upon amongst the sisters and just women in general during this time in history of women just going from this man, that man. You had them out there. You know, they was called a certain thing. You know, just like it was called in the Bible, Jezebel, a whore, a slut, fast, floozy. You know, those things were frowned upon, but because this whole new revolution that was so-called ushered in the black community in the late 60s, early 70s, it wasn't looked at as a bad thing. It was promoted by the feminist movement. You don't need that man. That man needs you. So yeah, you can get out here. You can have a career. You can break away from this bondage of his patriarchy. You're your own person. You're your own individual. Rise above all that shit. Fucking. This is where we at right now.
What did it tell you? What did I tell you? This has been going on for ages, man. And, you know, no, I hear what the brother is saying, but she's very complicit in working with the system. She's not going in there blindfolded. She know what she's doing. She's working along with the system. The system is using her, but she's working right along with the system. So how is it that black men can look at the system and see the mechanisms and what they're putting in place to keep us out of a family structure, to keep us out of wealth, right? And they look at it and see advancement. They look at the same system and see something totally different. They see advancement. We see collapse. They see advancement. And their response is, don't worry about being masculine. Don't worry about being leaders of the household. Don't worry about being leaders of families. Why don't you just be like the simps that come along and let them do whatever they want to do and embarrass them and get taken on tizzy tours, this sexual liberation while they're married? This is nuts. This has been going on for ages, black man.
I don't think that you have to reprogram men. I think you have to reprogram women.
No, you have to reprogram the man so that he will forcefully take what belongs to him, because you know women.
Force? Oh, right. Force. I mean, what? Oh, why should a black man force himself to be what he was born to be with a woman? Why does he have to force himself in any capacity if he's planning on being with and building with a woman? Why does a man have to force himself? That sounds fucked up. That sounds like, you trying to get this man, put papers in it, put a case on this motherfucker. So what, he gotta do what the old history said and some folklore as far as cavemen like hit you upside the head with a club and drag you by your head to the cave for you to submit? Is that what the brothers got to start doing to y'all? We gotta hit y'all asses upside the head with a club and y'all fall out on the ground and we dragging y'all ass on the ground to our domain. Is that what y'all want? Oh shit, I don't know, because some of y'all with the hairstyles y'all got, it might rip off or slip off or some shit. But anyway, let's go.
Forcefully sounds like kidnapping. Get out of here. Forcefully? That sounds like a charge. No. You don't see Brad have to force this. You don't see Hector. You don't see Lee. You don't see Raj. The women automatically fall in line. Force? Trying to get him locked up. Trying to get him behind bars. Get out of
I mean,
here.
as long as we can get, we gonna get, and it's part of our being. We're going to do anything to you that you let us, whether we want to or not.
You don't want to live on the level of income that I can afford you and love me on the basis of that. You want to always be inspired to have all those things that's a part of the great middle class white American society. And because I can't deliver these things to you, you say that you are not a man.
I don't measure a man by how much money he can bring home. I measure a man by how he treats me. Whether when I'm tired and I'm sick and I'm
Okay, but how do you treat him? Okay, you don't mention now, even though this is bullshit, because if this man couldn't pay the rent, if this man couldn't provide in the house, you're gonna call him all kind of broke, you're gonna call him all kind of bums, and you're gonna get tired of that man, and then you're gonna go to whoever got the better option. What are you gonna bring? What are you gonna do? Because this is the shit then that's going on now. There are just women in our community that just don't know when to shut the fuck up and listen to the instructions of a man. Don't want to be under the direction and the leadership of a man because they feel that they can do it all by themselves. So guess what? As all these generations, and this was 57 years ago when this video was dead, as time went on, some men got caught up in the bullshit. Some men fucked up their lives in the bullshit. Some men have shortened their lives trying to please women like them. Then risk all their shit, then risk their peace of mind, then risk their freedom, then risk their happiness, then risk their self-respect, their dignity, dealing with women like them. To the point now they're upset because there's platforms like mine and others that bring this kind of information out. And now we're cracking the code what we already should have learned a long time ago, but the writing was on the wall. We just wasn't reading the language. We ignored it. Brothers, we ignored it. We allowed it, and a lot of it, we couldn't even stop it because your own women, our own women, took the bait. They could have refused that shit. They could have been like, no, fuck that. I'd rather struggle with my man and my family than take your handouts. And you're telling me I can only get this shit if my man is not with my side, on my side. Fuck out of it. Y'all took that shit. Y'all didn't give a fuck. A lot of you women don't respect men. Y'all don't really love men. You love the comfort that you get from men in the system that is built to help destroy the families of said men. You rather have all the comforts, the degrees, the fucking status, the whatever, the children, all for yourself at the expense of a man. Y'all say men ain't shit. Men is dogs. Men is tired. Men is this, that, and the other. How y'all getting these children? From men. All you welfare queens that's out and about bragging about it now. How you got this and that from child support and all this other shit. Y'all are proud to live off the government and to live off of a man's fucking efforts without that man. And now we've coming to a point of time now where times is changing. Certain child support laws are starting to change in more men's favor. Certain situations, certain laws is getting ready to change where a lot of you ladies can't do this child support fraternity scams that y'all be doing. Saying a motherfucker's the child, making them sign a damn birth certificate, and then he find out 10 years later it ain't his motherfucking child. But because he didn't put himself in a situation of family with your punk ass, he's still stuck on the hook for the money. Men going to jail, can't work, can't earn a living because you want to lock these men up when they just say, fuck this shit, I ain't paying. Because y'all want to suck the life out this man and that man's not around, but then want to turn around and say they deadbeats. Who's the real deadbeat in our community?
I'm scared. He's
And
there.
hold on, and I ain't talking about just the bum ass niggas. There's some bum ass niggas that just do bum ass shit. We ain't talking about them. How many good men that really want to be in their children's life, even though we didn't work out? You know, like I say, it used to be a time back in them days and earlier on when the man and the woman didn't work out, the men took the children. Your skank ass went by your business. And you just did it the best way you could at that point. But since the government made it whereas, oh, you know, if y'all don't work out, or if you don't want to be with this man, or if you just want some help and don't have this man around, we can help you by getting in his pockets.
There. For these women, the men are there.
Now, what that brother is saying is right in his act. What Keisha practiced and suffers from is the act of conspicuous consumption, right? And it's the act of buying and displaying expensive goods or services to showcase wealth and status and social success, right? Now, the concept was coined by Thorstein Veblen in 1899, right? And it is crazy because it's basically what is driven, what drives them, right? For social recognition, for significant influence, and basically to keep up with the Joneses, right? This is their practice, and this is what you see today. You seen it back then, you see it today. This is what they do. You know, they look for these status symbols, you know, trophies, social display, right? Luxury goods that they can't afford. You see this all the time with them, right? They get these expensive vehicles, usually foreigns, that they can't afford. Then these cars get repoed, right? They move into areas they can't afford. They move in, 2008 when the housing market crashed, you seen a lot of them going through foreclosures because they was just buying, well, not really buying, but signing contracts to finance these houses, right? With mortgages that they really couldn't afford. So what he's saying is right in his act. And I'm gonna do a separate video on this about conspicuous consumption with these Keishas, because That's a big problem with them. That's a huge problem with them. But let's carry on.
Feeling of racial pride has come new conflicts and new problems. Across America, they meet to discuss what Black awareness means to their families and to them as Black women of today.
You know, there have been a lot of myths created about the Black family. We all recognize that. And one of the most pernicious myths is the myth of the Black matriarch.
It was not like
the Black woman has not been a matriarch in the sense that it has been defined thus far. And thank God research, and I hope Black research is being done now to reverse that kind of thing. In fact,
how's that done for the Black community? The matriarchy. Sorry, I'm chewing on something. Excuse me. How has the Black matriarchy done for our community over the last 50 years with these single mother ran homes that produce all this bullshit in these single family homes because there's no balance in the house? There's no father in the house. You ladies run around like whores. When one man don't work out, you're so liberated, you get another one. That one don't work out. You get rid of him and get another one. You popping off this kid, you popping off that kid. Still bringing other men in the house. Your children is witnessing this shit. You're never getting married. You're always unhappy and bitching and moaning and complaining about what ain't happening, what's not right about this and what's not right about that. Your children is growing up washing and repeating and rinsing the same shit. Wash, rinse, and repeat. For the last 50 goddamn years. Now we're at a point where the women totally don't have no respect for men. A lot of them are more masculine than the men themselves. Y'all be ready to fight these men, but y'all want to blame, oh, well, you know, we were abused well, back in the day. I saw grandmama and granddaddy and auntie and great aunt and great, you know, they was doing all these things. And all this stems from a bigger problem in our community. We were not put here in this country to be successful. Do y'all get that? The Black man and woman was not brought here by the force that we were brought here from to be a success in this country. You know, in the Constitution, Black people are still in writing considered 3/5 of a man. You're just on the same level as cows, pigs, and chickens that could be sold, bought, traded, and slaughtered at will. Still to this day. It doesn't matter what political group that you side on, they all believe in the same shit. You think those Black politicians really care about you? They care about their bottom line. Now, I'm not saying that all Republicans or all Democrats is bad, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a more of a conservative mindset. So a lot of shit that these Democrats talk about, I'm not really it. I'm not really with it. And I ain't about to get and break this shit down and discuss this shit because that just gives a lot of you liberals and you extreme lefties something to fucking bitch and moan about. Then y'all be all in my comment sections twerking and shit.
Time for the percolator.
You know, so no, I mean, which I don't care, but you know, just don't do it, because if you do, I'm gonna just make a whole reaction video about your ass and your comments. But anyway, let's continue on.
Fact, the black woman has been a woman at the head of a household, not by choice, but by necessity. And more often, that's right. And more often than not.
Hold on. So this heifer, this fucking skank right here, had the audacity to say that the black woman was in the household with the man out of necessity. Let me make sure I got that right. What she just said. Let's go back.
That it has been defined thus far. And thank God research, and I hope black research is being done now.
Hold on. That's a huge problem with them. But let's carry on.
Feeling of racial pride has come new conflicts and new problems. Across America, they meet to discuss what Black awareness means to their families and to them as Black women of today.
You know, there have been a lot of myths created about the black family. We all recognize that. And one of the most pernicious myths is the myth of the black matriarch. It was not like the black woman has not been a matriarch in the sense that it has been defined thus far. And thank God research, and I hope black research is being done now to reverse that kind of thing. In fact, the black woman has been a woman at the head of a household, not by choice, but by necessity. And more often, that's right. And more often.
So you're trying to tell me that black women that's the head of the house, that's the matriarch, are not there by force but by necessity? How? You chose to be a matriarch in your household when you chose to turn your back on the men that you was having children with. See, if you were just some single fucking no children having ass bitches, we wouldn't give a fuck. We just let y'all go and do what the fuck y'all want to do, but y'all have children.
Often than not, she is not a strong, matriarchal, aggressive, domineering figure. She is a woman in search of a man. But this story has not been told. The prejudiced society.
That's a lie. It was by choice, not by necessity. They chose that. And you know, welfare had not. I wish y'all stop listening to these dudes, man. Stop listening to these dudes giving you false history about welfare. You know, the black man being kicked out of the house because of what black men owned homes. They own communities. I did videos on this. I'm gonna bring these videos back. I did so many videos on it. They owned their own homes. They were in control of communities. Keisha was under their leadership. Well, she was supposed to be. You know, that was the outlook, was she be under his leadership, right? But she really didn't want to be, but she had to be there because she needed to live off of his resources. That's where he was providing resources, but she really didn't want to listen to him. She didn't want to really be under his leadership because Becky was telling them, don't listen to them. Be my foot soldier and rally against your men.
I.e. the feminist movement, you know, all these angry, you know, scarecrow white bitches, you know, these old Broomhilda Zelda ass, zesty ass motherfucking, you know, lesbians that hated men in the Becky community told you motherfuckers to take on this movement for our sake, women's sake, and you will thrive. You will have everything that you ever dreamed about if you follow our game plan, if you follow this movement. You remember how hard we fought for everyone, for all women to vote. Imagine what you can do when you really strap up your boots and take control of your destiny in our movement.
While they rally against Brad, trying to convince them they had the same problems. But no, black men had communities. And here's the thing. You're not kicking a black man out of his home. He owns it, right? A lot of them built it with their own hands. What happened was the government, right, offered them a way out of being under the leadership of black men. They said, hey, listen, you don't have to be there. We'll give you housing, we'll give you vouchers, we'll give you anything that you need to get from under his leadership. When they took that deal, that was their new deal, right? That was their new deal. When they took that deal, they left communities that black men had built to go live in the slums. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, black men? You have brothers coming home from hard day's work, going to their home, going to their house, and the first thing they notice, how quiet it was. They didn't get a notice about the whereabouts of their wives and their children till days later. Days later. Oh, nah, we're not there anymore. Want a divorce. And this is how the rat community was created. This is how the rat community was created. You see, the gender war was over as soon as it started because they thought they can do better than us when they left. They thought they can do better than us. When they left, they created the rat community. This is their creation. The matriarch, the rat community is this is their creation, which is a failure. In order for there to, I say this all the time, in order for there to be a war, there needs to be casualties on both sides. And I'm talking about between the brothers then and the...
And now think about this for a second. Just think about that for a second. When these women decided to leave these homes and move into these projects, what made that better? Oh, they thought it was better. Remember, it looked all nice. When them projects was freshly built and brand new and spanking new. But over time, what happened with those projects? What happened when all these single women that was independent and wanted everything for themselves, they didn't need that man holding them down, and they raising these boys and they raising these girls and they raising all these kids and they dating Jimmy and then they start dating Billy and Charlie and Skillet and all these other motherfuckers popping off other kids, getting more benefits. Remember, it used to be a time definitely here in Chicago, the more children that they had, the more benefits that they would get. And a lot of women took advantage of that shit back in the day. A lot of them. Even still to this day, to a degree, as far as the child support, but as far as in housing and shit like that, it's still to a degree now. But now it's cutting off. It's a cutoff point now. Now you got this single mom with like 7 kids in a fucking small ass fucking project apartment and shit, maybe 2 bedrooms. And it just started going down and down and down from that point.
And the brothers den and the Keisha's den. I'm not talking about the later wars. I'm talking about that first war between them. It was so many wars after that, but I'm talking about that first war. You know what happened? Black men decided, you know what? We still going to persevere. We just going to go elsewhere with it. That's why when you see black men, they scattered all over the place. They scattered everywhere. They're in this community, that community, over here, over there. When you look at Keisha, they're pushed into little areas and urban areas because that's where they decided to put them as a project to watch them, to control them, and that's the matriarch of the rat community. Now, the later wars, that's where the casualties come in. And the casualties was little black boys because they didn't go to the rat community and just stay there and didn't procreate. They went to the rat community and they started procreating with the worst of society. They started procreating with pookies, pimps, gangsters, drug dealers. And that's when another war started. War on black boys. Because when you see these little black boys born into this garbage, into this to this chaos, they end up suffering. There's so many wars happen. So many little wars happen that's never talked about. But, you know, I digress. Let's get back to the video.
Created what we have now. So that's what we were. Okay, we have a revolution going on. What kind of a revolution?
We're in an evolution. I think the revolution is yet to come.
Yeah, it's to come. Well, this thing
we
will
keep
say.
tossing the word revolution around lightly.
It's extremely important for Black history and culture to be transmitted from generation to generation. And the best way, the most effective way that this has always been done is through the family, acting as the primary unit of social organization. And I think one reason why it has not been done with Black people is because of the destruction done to our family life. So this certainly has to be one function of the Black marriage, to begin to reemphasize and to pick up the thread of Afro-American history and culture that has been left off generations ago when Africans were sold into slavery, when the family unit was purposely destroyed.
Most middle-class homes, quote middle-class homes, like I don't even get caught up in that bed, you go into will have some copy of anybody, any white artist, I don't even have to name anybody, instead of the works of Black artists. I think it starts, especially that identity part, the books, the kinds of books. All of these things start in the home rather than complaining about them being in the schools at this point.
Unless we're absolutely certain of how that teacher is handling them, then we may have to assume that whole responsibility. We may have to pull them out of school ourselves, and do all the educating ourselves.
Say, for instance, when they say to my child to draw, last year Rhonda painted Abraham Lincoln brown and she was put in the corner, We had to go up to the school and deal with that. They must be respectable to their peers in school. And what we do, we handle that. We don't say, you jump up, you curse that teacher out, or you say it doesn't exist. But they see us at that school knocking on the door. You have to be in there. Either we're going to control, their minds here, or at least give them the choice.
a lot of this is new to us, and a lot of these things we're grappling with, and we don't want to give anybody the impression that we have the answer to everything.
Not only
Everything is
that,
worked
though,
out.
let me cut you
I know.
off again.
Okay, see, this is where I'm pissed off at. See, I was with the sister at first, was how she was just trying to explain it and how they was trying to convey with the interviewer. But this is the shit right here that we deal with in the Black community. And that's women willingly and knowingly and very at times disrespectfully cuts off the man. There are so many women out here that love to just over talk their men. We understand that you want to make your point. We understand that you have a voice. No one's saying that you need to be over there in the corner and not saying shit while this man just talks whatever he's talking. But damn it, this is the beginning stages of what it is today. And this is 1968. And this is what these men had to deal with. And these were men that had way more mindsets and abilities and capabilities to maintain a household. These men didn't mind working for self. These men didn't mind building their own communities and systems. These men didn't mind doing that. These men wasn't sitting up on the block all damn day. I mean, some were, but not all. You know, like the brother said in this earlier, you know, when the system got those women to fucking jump ship and go into these other communities that they were housing these women in with their children, yeah, they started fucking with the worst of the niggas. The Pookies, the Ray Rays, the pimps, the players, the hustlers. And that just became a thing after that. You literally got bitches out here right now that say they love thugs. They can't deal with so-called lames. They can't deal with so-called 9-to-5ers. They got to deal with a scammer. They got to deal with a baller. They got to deal with an athlete. They got to deal with an entertainer. And you know how many women come at these people that's in those positions? Like an athlete, a singer, something like that. They're getting approached by 20 to maybe 100 women a day. Instead of staying true to that man to build your own community, you allow society and this fucking image to enchant you to leave what you had because you feel that you can do better.
You know, people go around.
There we go. I wanted to show y'all that. The disrespect. This has been going. Why are you cutting him off? Let me cut you off again and see look how cool he is with it. Let's see that again. Let's see that. Let's see that again.
Under the impression that we have the answer to everything.
Not only
everything is
that,
worked
though,
out.
let me cut you
I
off
know.
again. You know, people go around talking about hate. We really don't have time to hate because, you know, it goose up the bag. We're loving ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
This might bring around a lot of other different things.
To be black means to love. It's got nothing to do with having to hate anybody.
It does determine, though, Francis, and has nothing to do with
Cut him off again. Cut him off again.
hate again. It's love. that we might have to do certain things to protect that love.
It may bring
And
us
we will
into
do
conflict with somebody.
anything
Yeah.
necessary to protect that.
And you see how he has to raise his voice in order to be heard because she keeps cutting him off. You know, I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what anybody say. You know, if you're over here, if you over here and you in this space, you subscribe to this channel, I don't care who you are. After being here for 6 months to a year, you're going to start reevaluating your life and your surroundings with Keisha, because when I keep showing y'all disrespect after disrespect after disrespect from different time periods, I showed y'all when, Madam C.J. Walker disrespected Booker T. Washington. I show y'all when Dorothy Dandridge was disrespecting black men, disrespected the Nicholas brothers. It's just disrespect upon disrespect. That's all it is. This is in 1968. You got a husband here, very intelligent, understand what's going on as far as social engineering, and he's trying to explain it, and all she wants to do is cut him off, cut his wisdom off, cut off what he's saying, and just overshadow him. And this is what the brother in the beginning of the video said. The brother in the
And then this to be a situation, probably this is 1968, and probably the shit done got too damn far. By 1972, that man said, "You know what? I'm fucking done." And you got to be a very, 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 very disrespectful and unruly woman for a man to just get up one day and just say, I'm done. I'm through fucking with you." It has happened. Or it could have been a situation where he just decides to stay because he's just content with the structure of family. And then he grows old with this woman, but he's miserable because he got to do everything he can to please this woman. And for what? To be disrespected? To be shown very little respect? For the sake of family? For the sake of children? A lot of men don't want to leave certain situations that could be toxic because the simple fact of what women want to do when that man decides they want to leave. Oh, I'm going to destroy you financially. I'm going to use all the powers of the system to destroy you. I'm going to use all the powers of Brad and Becky and Ken and Barbie. I'm gonna get all them to come fuck you up in your pockets. Like I said, this is not the days of old, whereas the man could be like, "Hey, look, I'm done with you. You take this little money. I'm taking the kids. You can go about your motherfucking business." We ain't got that no more like that. I know some people are like, "Well, damn, that was kind of bogus." You mean tell me that man only gave that woman $1,500? Yup. Show the fuck did. Them old Southerners, the shit didn't work out with their wife. Yep, he gave her $1,500 cash and told her to get gone. I got the kids. That was his house. I'll deal with it. But now that they had the system and the feminist movement coming in, oh, fuck them. You don't need him. And now we got certain avenues where we can get and extract everything from them, and you ain't got to do nothing but just leave them alone. And y'all took the bait. Now look where our communities are now.
In the beginning of the video, said that you are programmed to emasculate us. And you're watching it in the same video happen right here.
Finally, I asked Francis about the standards of today's black man as compared with those of 20 years ago.
Standards which white society had projected. I think these standards were that he had to become successful according to the white mode. He had to get a good job. He had to buy a good car. He had to move to the suburbs. He had to rear a good family that went to church every Sunday, that did everything that the typical good American family was supposed to do. And I don't think the black man necessarily is addicted to that notion. I think he sees the falsity of it. I think he sees the total hypocrisy of it. I think he wants to rear a tightly knit family, but not for the purposes that white society says. He doesn't want to rear a family for any sham purposes, just to fulfill some false ethic. But he wants to rear a good family in order to have his children strong, reared in his own image perhaps, and to transmit, most importantly, to transmit the values which he is learning to his children, and to try to ensure as best he can that his children will transmit those same values to their children, and, you know, have the same transmission repeated from generation to generation.
So I really feel bad for people who was raised without the father in their home. I really do. You know, you can't replace a father. You can't. There's so much.
And he's not lying, because I didn't grow up with mine. And some of the mistakes that I made, being a young man to a young adult, and even parts of my older years, if I would have had that information, if I would have had that balance, if I would have had that structure, I'm sure there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have put myself involved in. I can at least admit to that. That's why I'm not going to never forsake mine. But see, we're living in times now where these women think that they run shit. We're in times now that so many of these women believe in their heart of hearts they can do everything for themselves, by themselves, and we're expendable. There are so many women in our community that are not family oriented, but yet and still try to raise children and think it is the thing to do by themselves. And you wonder why we see all the bullshit that goes on in our communities, in our hoods specifically. Go to any neighborhood in the city that's predominantly black, and I want you to count how many married families are in those communities. I ain't talking about Pawpaw and them that's been living there for the last 40 years. I'm talking about these new motherfuckers. You know, the ones that's in their 30s, in their mid-20s, late 30s. You know, I want you to see how many of them is in a family structure, a real family structure. I want you to count how many.
Much you can gain from having your father around. It's essential to navigate this world. You need your father, you know, to show you what a man is about, what a man does, teach you about principles, values, things that you can't get anywhere else but with your father. Ethics, principles. There's just things that you cannot get nowhere else without the father in the house. Without the father in the house. The father is very important. Extremely important. Protection, provisions, guidance. You know, you come home, you having a terrible day, you know? You having a terrible day and you're so angry and upset especially as a young boy, and you trying to learn how to deal with your emotions, and then you come home and you speak to your father and you tell him, hey, listen, I'm pissed. This happened. And he'll sit down, talk to you, and explain to you how to deal with these emotions, and then give you a different perspective on what it is that happened. And there's nothing more calming than your father breaking things down to you and showing.
Now, look how it is now in a patriarchal, no, not patriarch, a monarch home with a woman, and that boy's coming in doing the same thing or needing that kind of guidance. A lot of times that woman is going to just use emotion and her erratic mindset to give him some fucking narrative of moving in a different way. And you wonder why these YNs are sissified. You wonder why these YNs walk around with their pants sagging off their ass. Oh, just to give you just a brief history about this whole sagging shit. You know, that shit goes all the way back to slavery. And I'm quite sure a lot of y'all out here have heard the term during the slave times of buck breaking. That was when the slave master would emasculate the slave male by raping him anally in front of not only his family, but all of the other slaves. Okay? To make him lesser of a man. Because let's face it, any man that gets violated by like that from another man is already degrading. But to get violated like that in front of your wife, your children, your colleagues, your circle is even more damaging. And guess what they used to do with these male slaves when at times they would have to sell them off to other plantations? You know what they used to do? They put them on that slab to make them look presentable, to be sold as slaves, and they would sag these men's trousers off their ass. That let the other plantation owners know they've been broke. So even if I want to take advantage, I could take advantage of it on that aspect. And also, I could take advantage of the fact that he's weak. He done been broken. Just like how the white man broke a horse to where they made him docile, where they can ride on him. It's the same mentality. And back then they called that a penitentiary. So look what the jails, the prisons are called. Penitentiaries, right? And guess what a lot of the men do in jail, in the penitentiary, that have been broken? They sag their asses. Because in jail, that's a form of letting other men in there know that they're available. Even the wardens knew of this. Because some of them wardens in the early days was on that kind of time too. Yeah, there are stories of wardens raping their inmates. So when I see you YNs and you 30 and 40 and damn near 50-year-old men still walking around with your fucking ass out of your fucking pants, I tend to want to walk away from you. I tend to want to move around from your punk ass. Because you thinking this is a style, but you are so fucking ignorant to the fact that you are displaying an image of availability to your ass. And they called it sagging. And they did that purposely because when you reverse the word sagging, it spelled out niggas. And guess who's always sagging their pants? Niggas. So if y'all want to still walk around like that and think that shit's some kind of a style, that's on you. Take your ass to the manhole every Tuesday. I don't give a fuck. But you ladies that want to keep dealing with them kind of men like that, already know where your mindset's at, so y'all don't give a fuck either.
Showing you what certain things is about and showing you how, hey, you might be looking at this a little differently. You're going off the handle. Let me explain to you exactly what just happened. And then when you listen to your pops and he's breaking it down, and you like, you know what? You're right. You feel better. You feel different. You like, oh, whatever happened doesn't seem so big anymore. It seems small now because your father just gave you a different perspective. This is what fathers do. They're great de-escalators. They're great de-escalators.
Like I said, if it was the other way around and that boy would talk to his mama with her emotional state and how she might react to certain shit, you might crash the fuck out. Take it to a situation to an extreme that wasn't even necessary. And now she's fucking crying because you didn't put yourself in a situation emotionally instead of looking at it logically, and now you done got yourself taken the fuck out over some dumb shit that could have been, resolved had you had, emotional intelligence. Truly knew how to conflict resolve. Know how to emotionally regulate yourself. That's why it's not really wise for a single mother to just raise a boy by herself, because she can't teach him how to be a man. The only thing a single mother does to her son is teach him how to appease to the woman, not be a man. It ain't about appeasing to a woman. It's not about a man appeasing to a woman. It's not in our nature. That's why we're in the situation that we are in this society today. That's why we're in this veil of dysfunction.
Little boys and little girls. Little girls, when they have their fathers in their lives, their fathers, they're little princesses. They're little pumpkins, you know? Father would do anything for his daughter. Anything to take care of her, anything to protect her. Anything. He's always there. He tells her how much he loves her. Cares for her, protects her. Always there, shows up. She won't grow up looking for affection from a man. Grow up looking for affection in the wrong places, trying to fill that void in her soul from the absence of a father in her life. She's not trying to look for that because she had that. She has that. She has that. She's not looking for a daddy because she has one. Whether he, is still alive or not, he was in her life and he showed her what a man was, what a man does. She don't need to grow up getting tricked, told, or any little affection. And she's gone because she know what affection is. She know what it's like from a man. She knows what it's like from her father. She's been loved before. And if he's still alive, she's still being loved by her father. So no man could come in and show her just little effect, any type of effect, and she's hooked because she don't know what it's like, and she's searching for what she never had before. And on top of that, the father will always vet the men, the boys in her life. Who are you? What are you doing with your life? What's going on with you? Wait. You working? You got a trade? What's your future plans? What's going on with you? You got nothing going on? Yeah, you're not dealing with him no more. Don't bring him back. Don't deal with him. I don't want to hear nothing. Drop him like a bad habit. He has nothing going on. An involved father is going to take it very personal if he see his daughter out there with a Pookie. Fathers are important.
And we're not talking about just some sperm donor. We ain't talking about just some man that just just had a child and it just half-ass deals with his children. We're talking about an actual father. We're talking about a man that's always took the time to show his children, his daughter, his son, that he's going to be there, regardless of what else is going on in his life or around him. Preferably, it'd be good if they was in the house with each other. But unfortunately, in this day and time, that's far and in between. But y'all be so quick to have a whole nother nigga in y'all house around y'all children from some other man. Y'all are good with that. Y'all are content with that shit. It's discussions behind it, like why y'all turning away from single mothers? Because we don't want the problems. Some of us has been there, done that. And it's never worked out. Unless you was a simp ass nigga that just didn't see any better in yourself. Because you probably was raised by your mom.
You grow up under the leadership of Akeisha. The sons grow up to be drug dealers. The sons grow up to be gangbangers. The daughters grow up to be 304s. Dealing with every thug in the district.
And just to go back on what he's saying, just to go back, like even some of our old famous and more favorite movies, like The Mac. The Mac and his brother was brought up by a single black woman with no daddy around. Superfly. You didn't really know what his background was because they didn't put it out there like that. But you think a father was in his life? I mean, I'm just saying. It's a few others we could talk about, all the pimp movies, all the, the black exploitation movies, all that other stupid shit. Yeah, it was entertaining for us because that was all they was giving us as a society, but they was planting a seed of this is all y'all can be. And we fell for the shit. You looked at actors like Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte's lames in the industry back in them days. But you revered the pimps, the players, and the killers. Probably only one out of all them that y'all still respected was Shaft, and Shaft was like a policeman. But anyway.
The sons grow up and don't know how to control his emotions. You see, Keisha don't control herself. She don't know how to control herself. And when people be talking about, being a tough guy and all that, let me tell you something, black man. It's easy to be a tough guy. It's easy to be a tough guy. It's easy to be violent. It really is. All you have to do is succumb to your emotions. That's easy. That is the easiest thing you can do. It's the restraint. That's what makes somebody strong. Having composure. Even when you're dealing with disrespect, you have enough restraint not to act on how you actually feel. You can want to put the beats on somebody, but you don't act on it because you are in control of your emotions. It's easy to let your emotions go. It's so easy.
And he's not lying because, like I said, yeah, my father biologically wasn't in my life, but by the grace of God, I actually had a good male role model in my life that didn't stand for none. God rest his soul. You know, my grandmother's husband, which was my step grandfather, wasn't my original grandfather, because my original grandfather wasn't with my grandmother when I was coming up as a child. Because I was one of the ones that grew up with the grandparents. Nothing against my mother. Me and my mother have a great relationship. She was young. She was a teenager when she had me. So, you know, she had to get herself together. And, you know, things just happen. But I don't hold that against her, you know. But luckily, I had the two-parent structure in my house. Was it always, you know, peaches and creams and you know, I'm talking about two southern motherfuckers from the South, you know, me, ma, and them, you know, God rest both of them. You know, these grandparents was born in the late 20s and the early 30s. So you know how them people got down, especially from the South. So shit. It's different times now, man. And it's stuff like this that's still going on in our community. It's been happening for many years. And we thinking, and a lot of people thinking, oh, well, this just happened now. No, it hasn't. This has been a planned thing. That's why now they're laughing at us now. Yeah, they're using us now, just like how they used us in slavery.
That's why Pookie is who he is. He has no control over his emotions. He's easily triggered. He'll send somebody to the upper room for stepping on their sneakers, a stare, somebody staring at him, a shove. There's so many stories out there. These Pookies just sending any and everybody to the upper room over something small because he don't have control over his emotions. He didn't grow up with a father in his home. His mother didn't teach him how to be control his emotions because she's emotional, and he learned all those emotional, those bad emotional traits from his mother. The same thing with the daughters. And they took that. They took the black man and demonized him. So they can justify not wanting to be under his leadership, but then continue to keep procreating, and whoever they procreated with, they were so selfish that they exiled the fathers from their children's lives, not caring about their children, just so they don't have to live by any rules or regulations or be told what to do, not to be under any leadership, right? And the children suffered for it. You can't.
And this is why more and more men in our communities and abroad are walking away dealing with single mothers, single parent mothers. This is why. This is why these women are getting upset because we regurgitating what we've already seen, but it's not highlighted as good as it should be because that's not the agenda. That's not the mainstay. That's not the meat of the matter. The mainstay is to keep us ignorant. The mainstay is to keep us fighting against each other, to keep us separate, to not have us enlightened intellectually and not figure out that, damn, we've been played. We've been duped.
Tell me that being with Keisha is the right move. You can't tell me that Keisha and Becky or Keisha and Maria, they're all this. You can't tell me that because the evidence is right there. The evidence is too much evidence showing the difference between them and other races of women. It's too much. It's too much evidence. There's too much evidence. Now you don't have to listen to me. You could just say, because I get that a lot from dudes in the comments. Nah, AC, I don't care what you're saying. Yeah, Keisha's is wrong and all that. Yeah, but there's some decent ones out there. I'll never date out. I'll never marry out. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. Cool. That's on you. That's on you. If that's what you feel like doing, that's on you, man. That's on you. But don't get mad because I'm telling brothers that enough is enough. Don't get mad when I say, hey, enough is enough. You did enough. They don't want to be under your leadership. They constantly bashing you in the media. They still doing it today. They don't respect you. So if I'm telling brothers that and you have an issue with that, all right, cool. Have your issue with it. Go ahead. Go do what you want to do. But I know exactly why you're doing it, though. I know why you're doing it. You're doing it because you're with the Keisha, and it makes you feel some sort of way. It makes you feel some sort of way. Because you're looking at your life. You're looking at what's going on with you. And one of the hardest things to do, I remember when I first started this channel, and I was telling brothers, you need to stay away from Keisha's, totally. You don't be Keisha free. Dudes is like that, I'm extreme. That's what they said. I'm extreme. Not all of them are like that. It's only some of them. It's only a handful. This is what they were saying. I had to tell brothers, hey, I'm telling you, I was in constantly going back and forth with these brothers because they were fighting everything I was saying in the beginning. They were really fighting what I was saying because, see, here's the difference. You had dudes talk about Keisha's, right? You had dudes talk about Keisha's way before me. The problem with that is that they'll tell you that there's some decent ones out there. That's their problem. And you know how they'll tell you? They'll tell you by sleeping with them. They'll tell you by taking them on tizzy tours and getting them knocked up, right? They'll tell you these things. They'll tell you by the relationships, by them being in relationships with them. They'll even say, no, she's not like that. There's some good ones. There's the unicorn out there. They're not all like that. That's what they were saying. They'll talk about Keisha's and say how Keisha's get down, but in the same breath tell you that, nah, not all of them are like that. Me, I was saying no, and still my message ain't changed. No, look at it as you wash your hands, keep it moving, because if you look for these special types of Keishas, these These Keishas that are not like that, what ends up happening is you end up broke, busted, locked up in a padded room somewhere, banging your head against the wall. Broke.
So basically, and in so many words, brothers, men, stop chasing this shit. If these women really respect you, care for you, want to build with you, they're going to have to let you know that. Brothers, stay on your grind. Stay on your purpose. Stay on your plan. And like I said, it is what it is. Yeah, do we want to keep rebuild the black families, or do we want to rebuild the black community? Of course, I would think we do. Do I think that it's going to happen in my lifetime? Honestly, not. I really don't think that the black community will get any better than what it was 60 years ago. I don't. I don't think that the black families is going to be any better. Hell, I think we had more unity and more structure soon after slavery than what we have now. You know, I just, it's sad, but it's true. But shout out to Accountability Commentary. He definitely does good content. If you are not subscribed to him, go on over there and tell him that the Black Bottom Broadcast sent you. If you have made it this far, you are definitely a part of the Black Bottom Broadcast.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
You are one. So definitely shout out to all those that have been tuning in the bushes and the clouds. Shout out to my replay gang that might catch this on the replay if you didn't see it tonight in its entirety. I hope you got a little something out of this. I hope it taught you something. I really honestly believe right now in this day and time that the modern women really don't love men. They love the comfort that they get from men. You know. And if you're not on that kind of time, then just, show and prove. But I'm not here to try to make anyone move any different than what you already moving. But I will say this, I'm about to wrap it up. And like my man Simple the P always used to say, God rest his soul, I want you to live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. I am back. I will be back on my regular schedules on Tuesdays and on Fridays. So, I had to take a little break for a second. You know what I'm saying? We're approaching the end of the year. She doing all right. She's been tired, so she ain't really tuning in tonight. She's getting her rest. But it's all good. We're working hard out here. Dealing with kids and, every day, sometimes, you need a break. But yeah, with that being said, I want you to live as long as you want, never want as long as you live. You are here at the Black Bottom Broadcast, and we are on.